not a boxer to me. He's a fighter. He has one hell of an overhand right, but he is not a boxer.
Okay, okay, okay.
And neither is Fury. Fury
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
got no skills.
okay, I'm sorry, but did I say that Fury did?
That's the
I'm
only nigga
talking
you can
about.
compare him to, 'cause that's the only nigga he
Uh,
lost to.
I'm sorry, I can compare him to a whole host of heavyweights. I mean, ma'am, I've been a boxing fan
Mhm.
for a long
But
time.
compared to the 40 that he done knocked out.
I don't care. The heavyweight division as a whole sucks ass. So I mean, you can sit here on that high horse all you want to, and to me, honestly, all you arguing is who the shortest midget is.
No, the only person that gave him a run for
The
his
only
money is Tyson and Ortiz.
and
Because I thought he was going to lose to
you are
Ortiz.
arguing who the shortest midget is. The class as a whole sucks right now. So I'm not sitting here trying to big up Fury and none of that. I'm saying that Deontay Wilder is not a good boxer to me.
Well,
And
that,
he's not. And I mean, as far as Fury, if you want to compare the two, Fury is not a great boxer. One thing that Fury
he
does
got
that
legs.
Deontay Wilder doesn't. He uses his doggone feet and he
Yep.
uses his jab. And I'm like, Deontay Wilder, nigga, you 6'7". Use your jab.
He
like,
ain't got enough legs to hold.
like,
Shit.
please, just throw a jab, my nigga. Throw one jab. Throw a jab.
Well, you know, I'm
like,
not.
man, no, please don't get me going on boxing.
I'm not gonna knock the brother. You know,
Because his
it,
stat still
you
stands.
know,
Oh
see,
my
so see
god, here we go.
what B is doing. I get
Cause
April.
I'm a fan of boxing,
Yeah,
the art.
you ain't caught on to what he basically said. It's so what B is talking about is being a
The skills.
boxer,
Right.
being a straight up and down. You know, we gonna do jabs. We talking about lefts. We talking about hooks. We talking about blocking, defending,
Counterpunching.
counter punches.
What they call it? The sweet science.
Right. So, and I'm glad you said that because my little cousin, before he passed, they did a documentary on him, and they named it Sweet Science. And that documentary was done on my little cousin. He was an up and coming boxer as well, and and they did a little documentary. And the fact that you said Sweet Science, that just brought it all back because I'm just like you know, a boxing fan. And so what B let me add to what B said. Dante is a brawler. Dante is a that's what he means by can't fight. Dante is a he's just swinging. There's really there's no skill to what he's doing. It's let me see if I can knock you out first.
Yeah,
Right.
I get
But
that.
right, the nigga hit hard. Like
Right.
I've seen better boxing matches in a school fight.
But in heavyweight shit, that's usually the objective of every boxer is to get in there and go for kill shots.
The
Mike
last
Tyson did it.
nah, well, but
Mike
Mike Tyson,
Tyson tried to knock
hold
Mike
the
Tyson
fuck
didn't,
up. Mike
Mike
Tyson,
Tyson the whole objective was to knock their ass out.
that's any boxer's whole objective. But Mike Tyson also had some skill to it. He would come down. You think that whole bob and weave shit was just for
Right.
shits and giggles? He was in
Right.
there closing space.
Right.
He was throwing multiple combinations to knock your ass out.
Right.
You know, it wasn't just this one punch haymaker. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this one. Ah! Oh
Yeah.
damn, like it was boxing. The last boxer that had any success in the heavyweight division, I'd probably say was probably one of the Klitschko's. Prior to that, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
And then obviously, then you start talking to Vander Holyfield, um, uh, Riddick Bowe, Razor Ruddock, Michael Moore, even though he got his ass knocked out by Big George. Um, but see, even Big George was a brawler back in the day. But when Big George came back as old George selling farming grills, that motherfucker was boxing.
Right. But you know what? I think also in defense of the whole heavyweight class, majority of those guys on the heavyweight level fight like Dante. I mean,
Yeah.
they you got your Lennox, he's sweet. You got your Holyfield. But then you got those brothers that's mixed in between.
Yeah,
That
but a lot of them cats that wasn't successful because you had boxers
yeah,
mixed in with it.
and Dante, Dante, he has solidified his place in the history of boxing, and
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
never
not taking that away.
yeah can't take that because that dude is a what 4-time defending champion, five. I mean, so you know you got to give him kudos.
But if you're
Uh,
gonna give him kudos, you got to give the big white boy kudos too.
yes, now Fury, I
And I'm
Oh,
not a
always,
and
Fury,
I'm not.
I am not giving
always,
that nigga Nathaniel
I
Well,
nothing.
always
if you're gonna be a sports fan, you gotta. If you're
No,
gonna be real about it, be
I'm
real
riding
about it.
with America and I'm riding with Black.
but with Fury,
That's an
I don't ever
oxymoron
go
if
for
I
the.
ever
I
heard
don't
one.
ever go against the home team, and
Well, we
definitely
ain't
not.
talking. We ain't talking about going against nobody. We ain't saying they
I
fighting
ain't giving
today.
him shit because I feel like he cheated.
Okay.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little suspect in Fury. I'm always
That because he done been busted for cheating.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little
He done been busted for cheating. And don't say he wasn't. He been busted for cheating. And I'm sorry. That screenshot that was floating around with that nigga hand halfway in that goddamn glove. Yeah. I'm convinced something happened.
well.
Okay. So
I'm talking about the
look.
first fight. And the
Okay.
first fight where they didn't want to count when he because he was down the whole 10 seconds and they didn't want to give that shit to Deontay. That shit was some fucked up shit. Cause even his wife, Deontay wife, filmed the shit from when the clock started, from when they started counting down, and the seconds that matched up on her phone was 10 seconds. And they
Okay.
didn't call it.
So if you're gonna have that selective outrage, be equally as mad that Mike Tyson's first loss came to a 14 count as opposed to a 10 against Buster
Hey,
Douglas.
that's fucked up too. And they
Well,
should have.
all I'm saying is keep the same energy.
Oh
I'm not
no,
saying.
no, I will. Fair is fair. If it was the other way around, if Deontay was down 10 seconds, they gotta give him the knockout.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I just want to know. As
Now
long
I'm
as you
fair
give the same
when it
energy,
when
I'm
it comes
cool.
to the I'm fair when it comes to the rules. But when you cheating, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
first of
Boxing
all,
ain't one of them things where it ain't like NASCAR where they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And now,
Boxing, I,
and since that
my,
shit, boxing done became a little suspect on the rules and regulations and
boxing's
how they
still
running
suspect.
shit.
I'm pissed off at boxing right now,
Yeah,
but
they stopping shit when it ain't necessary.
I ain't talking about that. They ain't letting the top. Boxing has become so political that the top dogs won't fight, and by the time the top dogs do fight, they pass their prime. And I can use examples of that. By the time that Floyd and Pacquiao fought, they probably should have fought 2 years before that.
yeah,
I'd say three.
Um, yeah,
yeah,
maybe even three. And you know who's going down that same road?
Earl
Spence,
and Crawford, bitch ass.
Spencer Crawford. These
Hmm.
motherfuckers should have fought. They should have fought a long time ago.
Yep.
And every time they look like they're gonna fight, it's some bullshit. And I'm like, boxing. This is why UFC is kicking boxing's ass right now because they got one belt for each weight class, and if you are the belt holder, you have to fight one of the top three. If you don't, they will take your damn belt.
well, I'm not gonna go out on that limb yet. But first of all, we've been rocking and rolling, and we are live on all our streaming platforms. So let's take a minute, man, to at least introduce ourselves to everybody. Listen, I am one of six members of the Petty Crew radio show. Uh, I'm Boss Hog. Also on the show today, man, we got one of our lovely ladies in the of the internet on. What's good, April?
Good evening, everyone's. We are glad that you are here to join us tonight on this good Thursday night.
Yes, 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 ma'am. Yeah, listen, this gentleman here, he's smooth
I'm
as
only happy because it's almost Friday and I'm gonna be off for 9 days.
look at us. This brother is smooth as the most expensive cognac. Whatever it is you drink, he is the top shelf of whatever it is.
Bougie. He a
Whatever,
white man.
yeah, whatever your price is, and he got the pinky up. He is my frat brother, man. I love him to death. I tell them all the time, I appreciate them for riding with us, joining us. I see this brother having a big future. I'm just trying to kick him and let him and kick him. And let me not, first of all, and let me not take away from April. It is my goal because we freestyling today, so I get to say whatever the fuck I want. So guess what? That's I'm gonna let
And
everybody
that's
know.
different from what day, nigga? You always say whatever the fuck you want.
Well, well, today, so I'm practicing a couple of things since we just talk about whatever. Today, I want to definitely, give you guys y'all flowers. I do it anyway every time after every show.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I just can't wait till it's when we all are doing our own show and everybody is guest co-host of everybody on little old show. But we go do that. We go
That's
get it
gonna be
together.
some player shit, boy.
Yes, April. So you might as well go on and start getting your theme and idea together. And if you want us to ride with you, however, you are
Cool.
captain of that boat. That's
She ain't
what
got
you
no
gonna
choice.
do,
She ain't got no choice. We gonna crash that shit like a wedding.
right? Anyway, and then with my boy B, he has been elevated. He is the host of the Petty Crew show. I understand in his professional life, he's a little bit more busy. So I get he can't focus on leading us, and so that's why it's good to have a brother like me that just go make sure we go be good and make it happen anyway until my brother is ready to say this is what we doing, this is how we move it.
Boy,
So without further ado, is my boy B Rock. What's good, baby?
what's good, man? Love you too, bro. I appreciate the flowers, man. That means more than you could possibly imagine, man. We appreciate y'all joining us tonight, man. The Petty Crew is an ensemble of a bunch of loving, professional, petty motherfuckers who are just gonna talk our shit and do what we do, man. It's therapeutic, it's fun, but it's all love at the end of the day. So we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Oh
And
yeah,
I need that hat. I keep looking at that hat. I need that hat.
say man.
What
So
it
I'm gonna
say?
hit you
What
up
does it
after.
say?
Grind now, shine later. I
Oh,
need that hat
Yes,
in
sir.
navy blue
I will. Matter of fact, I will send it to you because they make it in blue, navy blue. So I got you. I got you.
already.
But listen, so I guess let me get my topic out the way first, if y'all don't mind.
go.
Shit, let's go.
Since we freestyling, I'm gonna give y'all time to throw out whatever y'all big hitter is, and we gonna just discuss it as well as everything else. First of all, how's everybody week been?
How's my week been? You know, I guess my week been good because it's been relatively uneventful.
Oh wow.
Ain't nothing like standing out, good or bad. So I'm gonna take that as a dub.
Already. April, how has your week been?
It's been smooth sailing, shoot, when that vacation approaching, you block out everything.
Yeah, you just count down the days. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, Tuesday. It's coming. Come on, Tuesday.
Right.
It's coming. Oh yeah, definitely, man. And my week, man, has been pretty cool. I was joking with my mother the other day, and I told her, I said, now you got two heavyweights. And she looked at me because if you again, if anybody's ever seen my brother, that's a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So uh I am heavyweight class now, coming in at a thick 183 pounds. That's heavyweight.
Nigga, fuck you. I'm
Heavyweight.
trying to get to 180 pounds.
Heavyweight. And I love it. And I honestly, man, I couldn't wait till I just started putting on the weight. So my brother nickname is Two Biscuits, and my nickname is Big Sexy.
Not two biscuits.
Yeah, two.
It's so
Oh
funny. You
man.
said big sexy. I told my husband. I said if we ever got, I always wanted a Rottweiler, and I said I want to name him Big Sexy because
Yeah,
of that damn movie A Man Apart, where his that cop, that big black cop that worked there, he had a big
uh,
ass chain that said Big Sexy.
yeah. So he's Two Biscuits, And my brother been having that nickname, cool nigga, since that nigga got to Two Biscuits. And so that ain't nothing new. That's that nigga nickname, Two Biscuits, cause he be big as fuck. And then, like I said, I'm the little big brother coming right behind. And so yeah, I'm big sexy. So she got big sexy and Two Biscuits. And uh my mom, she told me I was trying to tie my shoe up the other day. She said that stomach getting in the way. That's why you got a problem with tying your shoe.
oh,
I
oh
looked at
man.
her ass. I said, "Wait, hold up, now we not finna do that, man."
You know
Hey,
she go, hey, if you ain't got no chill, your mama definitely ain't got no chill.
say, but I
April,
love
you ain't met his mom, but she ain't got no
say,
filter.
man. Say, I'm telling you, I look like wait, hold on now. Be easy. Be easy. So yeah, man, but listen. So my topic is it's not a new topic. It's nothing, reinvented. But I wanted to bring this topic to the floor because this was the first time. Now I've been having this video for years and I've been showing it on my social media page for years, but this is going to be the first time that I show it on the show. And so basically it is it's a gentleman to set up the video and he's asking the question, who pays for the first date? Either
Ooh.
the man or the woman. Now what I'm gonna do, if you guys give me 1 second, and I'm going to pull up this video. I want you guys to listen to him. It's about 5 6 minutes. You can sit back. I see Rock, B Rock up there drinking. He can sip. April, go get you something to drink. I can already assure you, I'm drinking me some wine in my little cup. So I'm gonna pull up as well. So let me share this screen real quick for you guys, and I will play the video. Let's see. Here we go. Hold on, guys.
Have one more question. We had this person at the back in the stripes. Yeah, let's hear from you.
During the dating period, after like 4 or 5 months of dating, I just wondering at what point does it get you have to pay, did the woman have to pay when they go out? The guy is asking that there should be half and half at that point
Oh, at what point?
when you already been dating for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Hmm.
Look, okay. To give you a quick answer on, firstly, I think we should just do the who should pay thing to begin with. When you're on a date, who should pay?
I know. I mean, that's what I told him. I'm sorry. I
But
would say, I'm dating. We're dating.
but
We're
here's
gonna
the
do here.
here.
You're going
Okay,
to pay.
he's supposed to pay.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I
so,
told him.
but you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
No,
Why, why not?
never both.
What's
Okay.
where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to fucking pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up. Here's my view. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. You
Mm.
go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right. I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. I can tell you that now. If they never offered to pay, I would not be dating them because I'd say this is the most polite they're ever going to be. And they're not even trying to pay now. Um, what does that say about my
Damn.
future? But I look, this, let me come at this from a different angle. I would I will always treat my partner how I would treat my best friend. And I wouldn't apply a different standard to my partner than my best friend. I wouldn't say to my best friend, let's always go out to dinner and you always pay. I'd say let's be teammates here in whatever way we can. And maybe, by the way, proportionately, what you can do is less than what he can do. That's a different thing. If he says to you, I want to go stay at the top hotel in Big Sur this weekend, and it's $1,500 a night, and you say, I don't have the money. It's his job to say, it doesn't matter. I didn't do it so you could pay. I did it because I want to go and I want to take you. Great. That's what that is, right? Or if you both agree to go on holiday and you have a fifth of his earning potential, you say, I want to contribute to a fifth of this holiday. It's overly simplistic, but you get what I'm saying, right? I'll contribute on the level I can contribute. Let me tell you what means something to a guy. Trying. That means something to a guy. When he feels that you're not even trying to contribute, that's when he feels used. Because any guy who's really confident and self-respecting, if the woman never is even trying to contribute, he feels like he's being taken advantage of. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the lack of gesture. So I would be looking at, if you like this guy, maybe if you're in different positions, figure out what you want to contribute proportionately or what you can contribute proportionately and treat him as you would your best friend.
All right, there you have it. Uh-oh.
I'll go first.
No, yeah, so yeah, hold it. Yeah,
Well,
let's
since
solid.
since it is
We
since
gotta
yesterday
stop.
or whatever day, National Women's Day, I'll go first and
I
speak
thought
on
it was the
behalf of.
whole month.
It
Yes,
is, but it's an actual day though too.
yeah, International Women's Day was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Hey, but before she start, I got one quick question.
What's
Hmm.
Hey, bro, now I'm gonna call you by your government, Steven, sir.
yes.
Do you know when International Men's Day is?
No.
Me neither. All right, we
Okay, yeah.
continue.
I
Create one. Create one. Why
okay.
y'all men ain't came together and created one like the
Whatever.
women did? Now,
Oh God.
anyway.
Whatever.
Ooh,
Okay, so basically, in on this situation, he said a shitload of bullshit. Initiates, I feel like whoever initiates the date should be the one that should pay. Because if that's the case, we can like my first technically date with my husband was at the park, and we didn't spend neither one of us spent a dime. We
that
just
ain't,
sat and talked.
that ain't got
Man,
nothing
that
to do
sound
with it,
like
though.
both of y'all though. Actually, that makes so much. If you knew them, that makes so much sense.
But our first actual real date was at the movies, and he paid for it because he initiated it. He asked if I wanted to go to the movies. I said yeah, and I feel like if I invite you somewhere, hell, that's even with like my best friend. If I invite her somewhere, hey, um,
That's not
let's go
the same
such
thing.
and such.
You
I'm
are
just
the
saying, I feel like
exception, not the
whoever
rule.
I didn't say I was, but I'm just saying I feel like whoever initiates the date should be the one to pay. Like I initiated the second date, and hell, the second date I spent way more money than he did because two movie tickets back then was nothing but maybe $7, $8, and this was back in '05. Our second date was at
Good
Razoo's,
old
so you
days.
do the math. So a date at Razoo's versus two movie tickets at the movie theater.
Well, it depends, nigga. Did you get some popcorn and some drinks?
No, we
Right.
didn't.
So
He actually let me tell you, he tried to sneak in. I already told him, I'm like, boy, we around these white people, they is not gonna let this shit slide. He tried to sneak in Jack in the Box. He got the unraveling that damn paper. That man came over there told me, sir, did you buy this from here? Knowing damn well he didn't buy that damn burger from there with the Jack in the Box wrapper on.
listen.
And I told him, I said, see, that's why I didn't get nothing to eat. And so he had to go eat his food in in the car while the previews was on, and then he came back in. But no, he just paid for the movie tickets, and hell, he fell asleep. But I paid for the second date, and was at Razoo's. And hell, I think the bill was probably like $60. Because when I eat, I need an appetizer, I need a drink, I need this,
Right.
And so I paid for the bill, and so it don't matter. I just feel like whoever initiate the damn date should be the one to pay. And it doesn't matter who if the woman initiates it and say, "Hey, do you want to go to such and such?" She shouldn't be expecting the man to pay if she is the one who invited him. It's like me inviting you to my birthday, my child's birthday party, and expecting you to pay and bring a gift. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brock, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna go. You go. You got it.
All right. So I hear what you're saying, April. I really do, and I kind of ride with what dude said. I believe that just maybe I'm old school. Maybe it's the chivalrous in me. The first date I'm gonna pay for, but that being said, I am gonna kind of give you a side eye if you don't at least offer. I don't care who initiated it. I'm gonna pay for the first date, and that's just kind of how I was raised. But that being said, if you don't at least offer, I am gonna be looking at your ass sideways. Now, a lot of people, a lot of women, let's be specific, don't understand that the offer goes a very long way. I may not have any intentions on letting you even go in your purse, but just the fact that you had the presence of mind to offer goes a very long way and says a whole lot about your character. So for me, long and short of it, I'd pay for the first date, but regardless of who initiated it, if you didn't offer to pay for something, even if it's like, hey, let me buy you a drink, then I'm probably gonna be looking at you sideways.
Okay, let me ask you this. So let's say you initiate the date. She already has in her mind that she plan on going Dutch any damn way because maybe she's that's just her. She's used to or whatever,
Hmm.
and she plans on only paying for her. And then what if your debit card decline or you ain't got the money or you got to transfer it from your savings to your checking and it take 2 to 3 business days for it to go through?
Okay.
Then
So
what?
first,
But
because
he initiated the date.
I can answer that for you. I can't speak for no other man but myself. I can assure you, if we going on a date, I got the bread to cover that date.
Right.
I
Exactly.
got the bread. I got the bread to
Right.
cover that date, the next date, and some incidentals just in
All
case
of
your ass is on some
right.
bullshit.
All of them.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
at
Just in
any given
case your
time.
ass decide that you want truffles and they charging fucking 25 cents an ounce. I mean $25 an ounce for
Right.
truffles. I got it. I
But
got it.
But
But
I'm just
it's some.
saying, if it didn't, but in the case that you don't got it, then what?
I
well, but
have.
But
see,
but it
I
was
can't
your
really
intent
speak
to
on
go
that.
Dutch.
I can't speak on that because me genuinely, I've genuinely not put myself in a situation to where I couldn't cover the date that I initiated.
right.
But even if she initiated it, my intention is to pay, and I'm gonna have probably a hell of a lot more than I need for that date if I decide to accept. Regardless of who initiates it, I'm gonna pay for the first date. That's just the gentleman in me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's just me. However, I am gonna be looking at your ass sideways, especially if you initiated the date and don't at least offer something. Am I gonna let you do it? No. But just the offer goes a long way for me.
Okay. And so I'm with all y'all. I'm with him. First of all, let's say this for you guys who are, if you're just now tuning in, coming in, I just shared a video um, of a gentleman who was doing an actual workshop, and the question was, who pays for the first date? And he goes on to, basically bring some, I don't want to say common sense, but some
It was
thinking.
some goddamn common sense.
Yeah,
That's what it
but
was.
right. And I don't want to use that because we know how that old saying goes. What's coming, everybody ain't got common sense.
Yeah.
What's coming to me ain't coming to the next. So I only want to go down that road.
Yeah, that's true.
However, it's funny because I asked women that question, who pays for the first date. I asked my caregiver yesterday because I knew that this was going to be one of the topics. And I asked her, I said, so who pays for the first date? And instinctively, she says, Well, the man does, just like the video. I said, well, so also a man should expect to have sex on the first date too, correct? Because he paid for the meal, right? Then all of a sudden she looked funny. It goes back to the video. My stance is this. I think it's cowardice to run behind because see, I be peeping women game. That's why women think I'm mean. See, on the backhand, they will backhand try to tell us, well, you're not a man if you're not paying for the first date. But then try to tell you how to be a man if you get what I'm saying. You can't pick and choose how we need to be men because you don't determine what's manly for us. So it doesn't really matter who initiates it because most women, first of all, are not going to initiate dates. They're not going to do it. I don't care if it's the first, second. Very few do it. I'm not saying that they're not women that won't do it because of course, there's a woman that asks. I haven't been asked, but I guarantee you, I've asked her more than she's asked me. If you follow what I'm saying, and if you poll every other man, it's going to be the same thing. So naturally, we're paying for the dates anyway. That video was more than just who paid for the first date. It was layers to that video. I can point out three. The second one was what Brock touched on. Because he really, the first one, he actually said very quick. But then he went into elaborating other avenues in which men might feel like they're being used and how a woman should then, stuff they should do. Brock hit on the second. He said it. A man hasn't been raised well if he doesn't pay for the bill. A woman hasn't been raised well if she doesn't at least ask. And I am with him because I believe this. It goes back to what we were talking about. Reciprocity. I'm with B. First of all, most men go pay for dates. Let's be honest. I'm not saying that there are not men who fumble the ball because I've heard stories. I know women who had to pay for dates. So I know exactly what you're talking about, April. However, the reality is men 99.9% of the time will pay for all dates. And so let's go deeper than that in which what he said, which was number two. At least offer. Offering go a long way. He said it. It ain't that we really expecting you to pay the bill, but at least offer it. I'm like this literally. I went to Vegas for I talk real life. I put shit in what I call life application, right? So I went to Vegas. Y'all know I went to Vegas. And of course I had, a young lady accompanying me, right? Now I paid for the trip. Don't they let me know I go to Vegas every other month or every 2 months, whatever. I go to Vegas. So I paid for the trip. I did all of that. Of course, I'm spending. But then what I did is said, I want that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air jacket. I said, now I'm covering everything for this whole 4-day trip. The least you can do is buy me those jackets. Okay, because if we talking financially, I'm spending way more than the couple of $100 she done blew on buying me those Fresh Prince of Bel-Air jackets. You get what I'm saying? It's the fact that I just want to see if you'll do it. I just want to see if you're gonna say okay. That's how I determine like what he was talking about. Are you really using me? If you're just going out with me and every time I ask you to go out, and I talk real life scenarios, but real life like what didn't really happen. If I'm going out with a woman and all she doing is asking me, she want to go to the most expensive places. Fuck that resolution shit. We talking about $300-$400 bill at minimum.
Well, hey, I was 19. That was a
No,
lot
no,
of
no,
damn
no,
money.
no, I'm just what I'm just saying is
No, I
now.
get what you're saying.
Oh yeah, right. That's what I'm saying now. You know, we when we go into real nice places, you're gonna spend money.
Right.
My thing is when I say, "Hey, I need you to take me out," because most women are not gonna be thoughtful like that. They're not gonna say, "You know what, baby, I'm gonna take you out to the comedy show tonight." Just most women are just really not. I'm sorry. It just happens every blue moon. So I'm gonna say, hey, I need you to take me out now, because I want to see if your money can spend the same way you seeing how my money spend.
Mm-hmm.
So again, and I'm honest about that. If I can break this bread for this trip, guess what? $600. You blowing $600 on me ain't shit. I'm looking at you like you better pull it out. Y'all can call it greedy, gold digger, but I'm taking a playbook from the women on this one. Right? Y'all don't fuck. Y'all don't. Because I was gonna cuss and I said I was gonna be good. Women try not to date broke women, and y'all. I mean broke men, and y'all have a category that y'all will supposedly put broke men in. Well, guess what? I do that with women. So if you can't spend how my pocket spend, yeah, I don't care to give a damn how fine you are. We have absolutely nothing in common. I am with him 100%, not because he's a man, it's because he went past both genders. It was not about if who's the man, who's the woman. It's about, are you caring?
Contribution,
Yeah,
basically.
contribution.
It
Are
came
you
down to
caring?
principle. It was the
Right, the
principle.
principle. Are you caring? Will you we because like you said, if you're not being thoughtful before we get married, what the hell do I gotta look for the next 50 years if I say I'm gonna spend my life with you? That means
Right.
that's a life of setting yourself up for you
Yeah,
you
but you can't base that off of one date though either, because some people are
I
raised
don't.
on that
he
first
didn't say
date
that.
No,
He
no, he
said it,
didn't
it
say
was
that
on
though.
the
He
he said on
said
the yeah,
by the. I think he said by the
4 or
third date,
5.
if you
Yeah.
haven't even offered, then
right,
it's like
Oh
you know.
right. So what did you do? So and let's be real, like my pastor said. Let's not act like women don't run men. Let's not act like they just the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. Let's not do that. And so, again, yes, it's a both ways, but what it went to is a double standard. I hate double standards. I hate them. Don't tell me that as a man I'm supposed to do something, but I can't tell
no,
you.
I would never say that in the instance of dating like that. No, I wouldn't say that's the man. I feel like that's a human. Like if you whoever I still stand on. I feel like whoever initiated. Now, if you always and if they always
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fairish.
But you can
That's
tell
fairish.
who is into you versus
Yeah.
someone who is into what you can offer them. And then me personally, I dated a guy that made a lot of money right before I started dating my husband, and he was an asshole. And I was like, he was one of those people that like to showboat, and I didn't like that. That was actually a turnoff. I ain't saying I wanted to get with a nigga that's struggling, but seeing both sides, like dating somebody that's willing to spend their money, don't mind, like to spoil their women, but then like to have that. I don't know. It was just something about his personality that just aggravated me. Like he was a
And
better
then
than type of person because he made this amount of money a year. He had this amount of money, so that was actually a turnoff or whatever. But
it didn't
um,
stop you from spending his money. You didn't say, you know what? I don't like that
actually,
you're
it did.
flashing. Let me spend
Actually,
my
actually,
own
it
money on
did.
you.
Actually, it did because he tried to throw it up in my face, and I was like, "Well, bruh, I mean, shit, I didn't ask you to do none of this shit, and I didn't, and it wasn't like a whole. I dated this man probably maybe 2 months, if that, and I don't know, I just couldn't get jiggy with it. It just I didn't take his money out. I mean, I didn't take his money. I didn't call him for his money. He'd be like, "Hey, do you want to go here?" Or it was my birthday. He actually had flowers and shit delivered to my house. I said I was grateful for the shit, but it wasn't like no, I just couldn't do it. And he
Did you feel like he was trying to purchase some pussy?
He probably already, okay. Yeah,
I
that's
don't I ain't even gonna say that.
No, I'm
I ain't
asking,
even
like for real.
I
Is
ain't
that
even
how?
gonna
Because
say
I'm
that.
curious to know
I
how
think
women
it
feel
was
about
more
that.
of the because he always bragged about his money and spending money. Like one day I went with him and he didn't spend no money. I told him no, I didn't need anything. He had just got an apartment and he was furnishing it. He spent like $3,000-$4,000 that day on furnishing his apartment, and but it was, I don't know, it's just it's just hard to explain. It was just a turnoff. I don't like people that showboat, because God gives and God takes, and and it just felt like, I don't know. I'm not into that. And if I was into that, I would have still tried to be with him if that's the case, or taking for all his damn money if that's the case. But I don't know. Money ain't never, I guess, because since I've been working since I was 14 and understand the value of a dollar and shit, I appreciate shit that people do for me, that I don't want to take advantage of them. And I like to spoil the person that I'm with too. But if you ain't letting me, or if you always bragging about the money, because he was a conductor for the railroad and he made a whole bunch of money. But it was just, I don't know, it was just a turnoff. I couldn't get jiggy with it, and it lasted every bit of 2 months, and I was done. And then I met your cousin.
Hey, real quick while we talking, let me send a shout out. We got I wanna highlight Nikki C. Strunk. She is the host of a very successful podcast,
Hey,
this
Nikki.
social media thing,
Hey, Nikki.
Sip and Talk. And she is a damn fool with her page. So shout out to you and thank you for tuning in. For you guys that are tuning in, come on in. Make sure you like, share. Right now, the question at hand on the table is, who pays on the first date, a man or woman? And but we also want to go into, you know, just a little bit deeper, because we try not to be too damn surface with this show. Go a little deeper and say, because again, he said it's not about the money. And I think that's what women need to understand. It ain't about the money. And he stated that if you can only pay, you know, a fifth or whatever, what he said was contribute where you can contribute.
I'll leave the tip now. I will leave the tip.
I will tell you what my mother
That
taught
is
us about that.
appreciated.
Because my
Hold
husband did not believe in tipping, and I had to teach him. Even brought the waitress over and was like, "Look, can you
I will
explain to
tell
this
you this.
man how important tipping is?"
My mother, and I asked women this because this is what my mother taught me. I told a young lady, taking a woman out on a date for dinner is nothing. It don't move me. My mother taught us that's the least you can do. That's bare
Right.
minimum. The bare minimum you can do, hell, your ass is hungry. Hell, the least you can do is pay for her meal. That's just given. But she said this though. She said, if you pay for the meal, she should pay for the tip, and vice versa. If she pays for your meal, you should offer to leave the tip.
Mm-hmm.
That's just out of
Right.
generosity. And again, April, we can't really go. Well, we can go back and forth with April, but we don't. I realize folks must be scared to really, really jump into our show because we go grill your ass. I have to realize that's what we do. Like we good. See, with each other we can do that because we already quick enough to, because that's what we do. But when other people jump in, I realize it's like sharks and somebody that threw some little old minnows, or what I'm saying, a half cut, catfish or whatever in that water, and we see them coming because we don't get the ghetto chicks kind of like, now he really should be paying because April,
I wish a
April and the
motherfucker
rest of
would.
the women, on the show come off as very out of the norm. They are the what we call the
The
exception,
exception.
not the rule. And so, got a lot of women that truly do believe that no, a man really should pay for all dates. And my
For
thing is
in through eternity.
for each man for the rest of your life.
Nah,
Right.
I'm trying to pay for the day so I can get you to come pay for these bills, bruh.
See, but watch this
I'll
though.
pay for the days, you come pay for these bills.
But guess what though? The right dude would be
Nah.
that's why I be like, man, my baby take me out to concert, and I gotta go get my little clothes. And he
Right.
wouldn't mind doing that because It's basically it's the same game. It's just played
Yeah.
differently.
It is played different.
It's
Yeah.
just played differently. If I got you, but I know women that do that. I know women
It's
that
that Jedi
let
mind
it
trick.
roll. Yeah,
Look,
that's like
it's little shit, man. Look, ladies, I'm gonna hip you out of the game if you don't know. It's really little shit.
Yeah.
You have a man wrapped up behind some little shit. Like I mean, my wife will do shit like this. She knows what my favorite drink is. We won't go out and she won't buy and buy the drink. She'll come home with all the ingredients and make it.
See?
already, right?
And it's like, all
Yes,
right, fine, let's go.
yes, like
And probably spend way more money getting the
get
ingredients.
credit. Show did,
It's
show
like,
did.
oh, come on, man. So it's but the thought behind it, man, that
It's the
shit
thought.
matters.
I told a young lady, a man would go to the end of the world and back if you make him feel appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh hell
He
yeah,
would he would
hell yeah.
go he would go he would go to the end of the earth for you if you show him you appreciate him. Now if you don't show him, it's just like any other thing, you can lose him and then you wonder why everything ain't working. And but again, I think we all in kinda in sync with the whole notion that, if you got it, well now well except for April. I think April run behind. Well, but it's whoever asks first because a woman would then never ask. If we play that rule,
Oh
well,
no, she gonna want to go out, especially if he realize he get
Yeah,
hip
but
to what's hot and stop asking.
true. I mean, true, but a lot of women, not all, but there are a lot of women out there who say, "Oh, he didn't even ask me out on no date, man. I ain't messing with him. He must be broke and this, that, and the other." Um,
right.
so and I got a question. When did it become the manly thing to have to plan the date? That just means that I'm good at planning shit. There's nothing masculine about
That's
me
why I
It
having
love.
the
is.
ability
It
to
it's
plan a
sexy when a
fucking
man can
outing.
plan a date and be like, "Hey, we
What
got
is masculine
reservations
That's
about
here."
me
It is
feminine.
being
not
able to
about it
compl-
being masculine. It's about it being like
It's
that you
yes,
took the
yes, it
time
does.
to put the shit together.
Yes,
Kind of
it
like
does.
Okay,
your wife
all right.
took the time to put that drink together. That's
No, it
Oh,
ain't. That's
okay, I hear that. I hear
fuck
that.
that,
But when you
April.
put it in that manner,
Whatever.
that makes sense. But a lot of women don't approach it like that. They're just like, "Oh, you the man. You supposed to plan the date." So what? Because I'm the man. I'm an expert at fucking planning shit. Like I'm
Like you,
fucking
like you're a concierge.
well. Let's
right, right,
take it
right.
like this.
Exactly,
If the
Like
exactly.
woman
it
invites
is.
you to dinner, typically if I like with our second date, I wanted to go to Razoo's. I said, "Hey, let's go to Razoo's." And I made reservations because back then you can make reservations at Razoo's. Now it's just you gotta go and
What
sit.
was this? 98.
Don't do me. Oh five, nigga. Oh five. Oh five. Shit. A long ass time. But yeah, I picked the restaurant. I said what time we got to, it ain't gotta be nothing fancy. Just say, hey, it's a lot of like one of my friends, she posted like a conversation between her and this dude, and literally he was just sending her WYD literally 3 or 4 times out of the time he texts her. And she's like, God damn, shit, do you have anything else to say other than what are you doing? You know?
Okay,
And
so
and then he asked her what you doing this Friday, and then he didn't respond. And then the next message was I think the next day, and it was what you doing. Well hell shit. I told you what I was doing Friday. You didn't even respond to
you
that.
know what, bro? Can I please, if
Please
I
do.
may, yeah,
Please do.
because y'all know my voice is off, so I try to throw mine in when I can real quick. Listen, April. You know me and you always go at it. I'm sorry. I gotta call the bullshit what it is. Look, April, don't none of that shit matter, man. Don't none of it matter. Don't
It
none,
does because that's
look,
no
April,
conversation.
hold on, April. Wait a minute, wait. Hold on, because I heard you. Y'all, this is what killed me about women. You all don't understand and don't get it. First of all, a man on the show said that is very not that's not masculine. And you argued what a man is telling you what we don't do. Look, we're not listen, yes, you do have men that can plan. You do. Again, there's no absolute. We know that, right? Majority of men are not skilled in the ability to organize like that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them. I know what I'm good at in a relationship, planning. I had to ask literally my wife, like, hey, how do you plan trips? I had to ask my homegirls, how are y'all planning these trips? How are y'all doing it? Because contrary to what y'all think, niggas don't know how to do that. I was one of them, but I was smart enough to ask and say, hey, how do y'all be planning?
Exactly. You were smart enough to ask.
But
But I was like,
you ain't figuring that shit
But
out at
as far
21.
yes, exactly. Point
Well,
blank.
then y'all need to go have a nigga meeting and teach these niggas how to converse and have a conversation because evidently they didn't teach it in speech communications because hell, just texting what you doing when they done told you 8 days in a row that they were working or about to get off of work or about to get in the shower and then you don't respond and then you say, well, do you want to go out? And then you don't say nothing else. That's not communicating what you want to do. Just spit it out there. Just how would you want if you what are you doing
Man, B
Friday?
Rock
Where
got
do
his
you
hand
want to go?
I mean, but B Rock got his hand up. Yes, B, we acknowledge you. Right? No,
I am
nothing.
going.
I'm
I
just
am
messing
going
with your
to
April.
say with every man who is listening now, and every man that will hear this in eternity, and I'm keying in on the word man, will think. It sounds like your friend has poor choices in the opposite sex, because if she picked a dude that's constantly saying what you doing, maybe,
Well,
just
that's what.
maybe. Hold on. You said we need to have a nigga meeting. Maybe it's the niggas she's choosing, cause the niggas that I hang out with, that
Right,
they ain't doing that.
right.
So, maybe she needs to reevaluate her
Who she give her number to? How
right
about that?
Well,
her
that's why
process.
she stopped talking to him because she realized
Good
he didn't.
job, but good
Yeah, she
job.
was
But if it
smart
roll
enough
back
to
around
not.
again, if it rolls back around again where she gets the what you doing cat in her text, at some point she gonna have to look at the common denominator.
Well, I'm glad you said this because the niggas in the comment section was basically coming at her like she was in the wrong, and I was just like, well, all she
But
put
it's
out there
true.
was
Listen,
like, well, what the
man,
hell what was she supposed to do?
look, man, look. Can we just educate y'all women? Like, can we use this just little opportunity before we keep it moving? Can me and Brock just educate women and y'all just listen?
Now y'all educate them dudes on picking other
See,
choices and
no,
saying WYD. Because if
no,
I if
listen.
I text either one of y'all and say, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all gonna tell me I'm
I'm probably
working,
gonna
I'm
answer.
doing.
You're right. First of all, I am gonna answer, but then second, I'm gonna be like, damn, we grown. Niggas,
And
put
we
your
grown. I'm talking. These men are in their 30s. She's same age as I am. We in our late 30s.
Well, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, but age don't necessarily equate to
right.
intelligence.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but here, watch this. Okay, so I'm loving this. So let me piggyback on this because my caregiver asked me this question yesterday. She asked the question, and it goes along well with this. She asked about um, romanticism, being me and being romantic. She said in the 44 years that she's been on this earth, and of course maybe she started dating at 21. We're gonna say at 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But from 21 to 44, if she's 44, she says she's never dated a man that was romantic. She asked, well, aren't you, why are men? She didn't have to question. Her thought process is that it's her expectation that men are supposed to know how to be romantic. And,
No.
Well, what does
and
she
I,
define as romantic?
right. So first of all, yeah, we had to walk it, B. You right, I'm walking it. Okay, well, since you said that, so let's ask the first question. Well, no, I made a statement. I said that's subjective. That's subjective, first of all, because what's romantic to you is not necessarily romantic to a man. Secondly, what my problem was the ideal and expectation that we as men are supposed to know to be romantic. It's supposed to expose ourselves to those things so that we're being romantic to women. I said, I'm sorry, but That's not how men function. That's not how we're taught. So you can't expect a man to be romantic. But what I believe it is with her, with a lot of women, when I have this conversation or when it's happening, it's this crazy, this romanticism, fantasy of being swept off. You get what I'm saying? Swept up off your feet, the excitement of love.
A TV movie type of romance they
Right,
looking for.
this is what I said to her. But she argued me up and down that men, even if they're not, because she hated when I said, well, what if that man wasn't taught? So she didn't like the word taught. So I said, well, okay, but what if he wasn't exposed? How can you expect a man to be romantic to you?
Right. You teach them.
Right. Oh, and you smart. That's why I love you. I said, but how do that work? I mean, are you gonna teach him? I said it's easier for you to teach him how to be romantic
Than for him to learn.
than the expectation for him to somehow, like I told her, to sit and watch romantic movies. I said, men don't watch romantic movies.
Oh,
Y'all do. That's where you get it from. So I want to know y'all thoughts on that.
Well,
As
my thought on that,
okay,
and you can get, and I mean, you can give this to her as an example. I've used this before. I've said it on the show. I think more often than not, women expect and or want the finished product in a man, but they want that man to accept the potential in them.
oh,
So,
hold up, B. Hey, break it. We got a comment from YouTube. We're a little somebody special, just a little bit, just a little. So, so I gotta bring up this. I gotta show this YouTube comment real quick. Shout out to brother Vic Bates. What's good, bro? I'm gonna go pop you up here shortly.
Big Vic.
Yeah, let me. This is somebody from YouTube, and it says if you didn't accept what you're doing, or WYD, dudes wouldn't use that. Women as a whole have the responsibility to set a standard for what the majority, what to say, will
Will
or
or won't
won't
accept,
accept, and men
and
will
men will
adjust.
adjust.
Same for men. Totally agree. Shout out, thank
And
you.
that's I do too, and that's why she stopped talking to him.
Wait a minute, say it
Well,
again.
I said, and that's why she stopped talking to him.
Okay, what and that's a good thing. Hey, what's good, brother
But it
Vic?
was the men in the comments that was coming for her as if she did something wrong, and I was like, well, obviously this man doesn't have conversation skills. He didn't learn because i- if they were on the phone, what was he gonna do? Just sit on the phone and say what you doing, and when she get a response, you just gonna sit there?
well, I
But but
mean, apparently it's worked for him thus far.
well, the
Well, no,
thing.
because they never made it to the date.
I
She
ain't
stopped
talking
Okay,
about
talking to
her.
him.
I'm talking
first of
about with
all,
other women.
Oh,
hey, B, if I may, first of all, because this is wild and free Thursday. I got a gripe. What we didn't get to be was the root of this whole what you doing shit and where it came from. It's always women who all of a sudden now this is what I don't accept. Why are you sending what you doing? I mean, again, you should be planning. Where y'all get that shit from? And I didn't ask for an answer. That was rhetorical. First of all, I know where you got the shit from. It's always somebody that's changing and controlling y'all minds. Somebody told you that that wasn't acceptable. Men by nature are not that detailed like that. We're not.
well, no, it wasn't that it
We're
wasn't
not.
acceptable. It was that he had nothing else to say after the fact, after
Well,
she
hell,
responded. And a
he probably thought she
conversation
didn't have
goes
nothing.
both ways.
He probably thought she didn't have nothing else to say. Like, damn, she always at work. God damn. Well,
Right.
what you
I
doing?
mean, it's
But maybe he was hoping to catch it. Now, I will say this: when she gave him an alternative, like, hey, well, I'm working like usual, but on Friday I'm doing this. That was an opportunity to respond. So I'm not giving him an out. What I am saying is, what you doing or WYD
So
is
if I
not an
say
end
what you
of the.
doing, what you gonna respond with?
Right now, I'm drinking.
And then I say, oh, drinking what?
well, you know what, April, I know where
Well,
you
I
coming
mean,
from.
yes, but if I said I was working, you probably
Well, what
wouldn't.
time do you get off? See how that
Uh,
goes?
No,
Okay.
no, but watch
What
this,
time do you
April.
get up? What are you
Hold on.
doing afterward?
Watch this, April, because a young lady
He
asked me,
just didn't respond with nothing, and then responded the next day with the same WYD.
but listen,
All right.
y'all,
So here's a novel idea, though. Here's a novel idea.
yeah, man, go ahead and address this,
You
B,
said that
please.
it was multiple, like back to back to back.
Of
What
what
you
you
doing? What you
doing?
doing? What you
What
doing?
you
What you
doing? And
doing?
she responded, and he did ask her what
I,
you doing on Friday, and she said, Other than working, nothing."
okay. So hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. Because again, I will be the first to say I'm not giving this dude a total out because he do kind of sound a little lame. But that being the case, that being the case, if it's what you doing, what you doing, what you doing coming from him, is it against the law for women to initiate conversation? Because she at some point, maybe when she got off, hey, I'm off work. I know you was hitting me up later. What's going on with you? What you doing?
Right. And that's why I asked because this gets so. I think women and sadly women, I think y'all don't understand. No, no, let me take that back. Y'all do understand the power that y'all use with double standards and everything else because this is not hard. This is really not rocket science about being, reciprocity, about having, not being a user, a taker. Because basically that's what that video was about. Are you a are you a contributor or are you just a taker? Are you j- are you along for the ride because you're really a user? That's what he was basically at the root of that whole video
Right.
saying
Mm-hmm.
is who are you in this? Sadly, I mean I hear you, April. I can tell you in real world dating, uh, I've had a young lady, she didn't even talk to me, nigga, until I got hurt. This is like real life shit. Because that's what I would do. I would text and be like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" She would respond, "Well, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. I was checking on you." Like, "Hey, what's
And
going?"
hey, I would be cool with that too.
But she got mad as shit. I mean, she like what? What's the point in having cliffhanger texts if we're not gonna conversate? Well, there might not be a conversation behind it. I might just be asking, "How
You
you
might have just
doing?"
crossed my damn mind.
Yes, yeah, maybe about that. Hey,
Okay,
I
Jill
might
Scott.
appreciate that. But I'm just saying. But Brock even did the same thing. Like instead of being mad at the man, again, look at yourselves and say, you know what? Maybe we can solve a lot of this bullshit and this back and forth that we got if we just turn around and just looked at us too. Well,
But
what actually could we do to get a different result? Brock just said it. Well, fucking you all work. Hey boo, hey whatever. Hey, Chris. I know you was texting me earlier. What's good? What's on your mind? Let's chop it up. Now,
How was your day?
how was your day?
thank you.
No,
Ding
No,
fucking
no, no,
dong.
no, no,
no,
no.
we
Listen,
saying
How was
I'm
your
that
saying
what
you
she
don't have
day?
to do that
says.
shit.
We saying that
See,
that's what she
look at
said.
you.
But what I'm saying, April, is that I'm saying, and what Brock is saying is, why don't a woman also take initiative, take the bullshit out of it, and say, okay, I know he's not the best communicator. We just text it. Well, I'm off work now. Hey, what's up? Now, if he doesn't then respond, then I would feel some type of way. Then we got a problem. But
He
if
he responded with the same "What you doing?" after he asked her what was she doing Friday. She said, "Other than working, I'm not doing anything." And he didn't respond to the next day with the
okay,
"What you doing?" So
and
that's
what
why
I
I
would
was
call
like, "Well, what the fuck was the point of him asking what you
Again,
doing
but
Friday if he
you
wasn't
you
gonna
circling
follow up with nothing?"
you circling back around to Dumbo, and we talking about in general.
Okay,
right,
well, in general,
right.
now getting back to what you were saying about your friend saying that men are supposed to always know, I don't agree with that because I think you just have to see what type of lifestyle and how they grew up or who they were around. Because some men were taught chivalry, some men weren't, and you have to teach them. Just I'm my husband's first girlfriend,
So
literally
okay,
first girlfriend, and he didn't know a lot or how to go on dates and shit like that. So I had to teach him.
well, first of all, here's the deal.
Teach him how I like to be treated.
Right,
I
right,
should
right.
say
And
that.
not only that, so her again, her deal, I went deep. I said, but okay, so how do that look for you? Roses, gifts,
And
uh,
I don't like roses
Val-
like that.
no, Valentine's Day, birthdays. I said, well, baby, uh, a man will more than likely do that. He's going to give you a gift for Christmas anyway. I mean, what dude not dating the chick that wouldn't turn around and at least give you something? But then I asked the question. I said, so if he just gave you a birthday card for your birthday, was that romantic? She looked at me sideways. Again, it go back to the standards, and I had to tell her that's why I don't mess with broke women.
It's,
Because look,
and
because
I'm broke, but I'm cheap.
no, no, no. But see that type of shit.
I'm cheap. I am a cheap date. You ain't got to do much to say. Like I
You
asked
know,
my husband. I'm cheap. I
it's
don't.
not about. See, that's you saying that.
But you have principle though.
Yeah,
You have
Yeah.
principle.
Right.
you say that.
Principle is way more expensive than anything I can
Yeah.
take you out to get.
Right,
Right.
because that's what I said. Because now I'm gauging her, and I'm looking like, oh, okay. I said, see, I'm one of those guys. See, when I'm asking these questions, I'm already understanding and getting a feel for you by what you asking. I'm figuring out who you are by just what you asking. So when I look at you and I say, well, so a car wouldn't be significant. That's not love. I say, or that's not romantic. I say, what do you think people who've been married 20 years, 15? I say, go ask my mom and daddy how romantic look because every day I say I ain't seen my dad walk in with roses. I had to tell her I wasn't raised give women flowers. That wasn't so I don't do that like because that's what I was taught to do.
Shit,
You
bring me some now later. My husband brings me a box of now laters from the corner store.
but he's by bringing it because it's what you like.
Right.
Right.
But that's what you like. But you can't be.
Yeah.
But my point is that, and Brockton brought this up before, we'd had this before. Don't have expectations that you can't at, at
Right.
you yourself can't even measure up to. Don't expect me to spend big because, like I had to tell her, I say a woman rather cost me. I mean, financially, I mean, I'm on my shit and everything else. So if you can't spend how I spend, guess what? I don't think you being romantic. Because if I could drop bread for you, guess what my expectation is? I don't expect you. If I'm taking you out to nice places, you're not going to take me to McDonald's. You're not. You're not gonna say, "Well, do you want some Wingstop?" and think I'm gonna be happy, and you got my favorite movie in the movie theater set up for me and some popcorn. Nah, I'm good. Now we gonna spend how you got me spending.
Right.
But what she said was in Africa, what we talked away to the man's heart was his stomach. I said, "Oh, so you'll spend his money, and but you'll cook." Yeah, okay, right, whatever. Think about that. It's easy to cook.
Shit, eggs ain't cheap no more.
It don't matter. You stupid. Nigga. It don't matter. So why do women want to take the cheap way out? It's always the cheap way out. You want a nigga to spend big, but you want to. But yeah, Brock, I see your face looking like. But I'm asking the question.
It's because a lot of men are willing to. So you can't get mad
Stop,
if they
stop.
willing to.
You sound like you over there. I can see the damn grin on your
Oh,
face.
shut up. If they
Nigga,
willing to, what's the whole song? It ain't tricking if you got it. Y'all glorified that shit. That was a nigga that wrote
no,
that. We
no,
didn't
no,
write
it ain't.
that.
No, it ain't. That's you keep on hiding behind. But guess what? She's a user because you know why? If she ain't got the money to reciprocate that, what a woman says is, you know what? Thank you for the offer, but that's a little too much, and I don't want you expecting nothing of the same caliber for me. See, that's what a grown woman would do if she ain't a user. You know what? That's a little. That's
If she's not into him, like there
it
are some
don't
women
matter.
that'll just take and take and take when
It
knowing
don't
damn
matter.
well she's not into him. Now that I think that's wrong.
It
But
doesn't
if y'all
matter.
into each other and he willing to spend his money, I mean, and if he ain't saying nothing, because just like you saying, a man wasn't taught that, hell, she might have been taught to be spoiled by a man, that a man is supposed to spoil her. It's up to
So
him to teach her that and say, hey, baby, I'm doing this shit for you. I'm gonna need you to it's it's double dutch. I'm gonna need you to jump on in and help
But it's
join in
also
on the spending.
but it's also equally up to her to be able to receive that. And the thing is, a lot of women aren't open to receiving that.
thank
And
you.
if she's
And
not
and to
open, then
answer,
move
hold
along.
on, hold on. Yeah, I hear you to an extent, but to go back to what you were saying, men, kind of started that it ain't tricking if you got it. That shit was to impress women, and do
Thank you.
understand that a lot of what men do is it. You know what? I'm gonna be vulgar. If anybody is sensitive and we on live, you can go and put your earmuffs on if the kids is listening,
Not Irma.
because I'm on my second glass now, so I'm really finna just start talking.
Yeah, hey,
So,
I got mine in the 32 ounce right here.
right, you see,
Not the
exactly.
32.
Right.
Yeah,
So that being
yeah,
said, you need to understand that the vast majority of what men do is with the intention to get some pussy. That's what I mean, and that just is what it is. So
yes,
you say it ain't tricking if you got it. Guess what all the chicks who want money do? They run over there with their heels on. Oh, he said it ain't tricking if you got. We're gonna go over here. Why do men have nice houses? Part of it is because we like nice shit, but part of it is because women like nice shit.
that's right.
So we're gonna have some nice shit because y'all
Yes,
like nice shit. If a man could fuck you in a cardboard box in the backyard, he would, but he knows that he cannot.
yes,
So he's
yes,
gonna have some nice stuff with some silk pillowcases, so you don't fuck up your hair and all of
yes,
that good shit.
yeah,
We're gonna do that to impress you, to hopefully get a piece of ass. Now, here's the thing: women have taken that and empowered it, which is smart. You've used that as an avenue to gain control. However, what's playing against you is that you have a portion of your community who's out here giving out ass like, I don't know, like
Double coupons.
exactly. That being the case,
for
the
Sunday.
value the value of the value of pussy, if it was a stock, has plummeted. So that being so that
Shut
being the
up.
case, men know that they really ain't got to work as hard to get it. But the women who still put a high value on theirs are like, hold on, you ain't a man if you ain't doing this, that, and the other. And he like, well, fuck you. I can send her a what you doing text and be over there tonight.
Yes, yeah, 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 yes, yes. That's absolutely right. That's right. But like I said, I mean, I get it. I get it on both ends. I just think for women, I'm not gonna lie. My only gripe is stop running behind that shit. It's simple just to say, if it ain't triggered, if you got it, that's what men do. If he go do it, why not? No, that's a user mentality. I'm sorry. Well, if he go do it home, it don't matter. That's him. But you ain't told him not to. That lies the problem. Because if you tell him not to, guess what? He won't the same way by you not saying anything, he does. So it goes really, both ways. Now with that, April, let's switch gears
Mm-hmm.
and you in the hot seat
What I done did?
is what you finna do.
Oh.
It's what you finna do. And shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Thanks everybody. Y'all come on. Man, we just having a good time talking our shit. If it's everywhere, this conversation is intended to be everywhere. So we are not going into order, nothing. Between me and Brock, we drinking good.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know what April doing over there. I'm sure she relaxing, sitting down.
Mm-hmm. I worked today.
Enjoying her white privilege.
Yes,
Shut up.
you know.
You
So,
know I am.
so with
Nothing
that,
makes my day more bright than waking up white. No.
shout out to shout out to Sister Tawana Harris. Um, she said not double coupons.
Yeah.
Shout out to my classmate Rosetta laughing my ass off. Eggs like sister.
Eggs are hard. Shit.
But the
And
question,
I don't
baby,
even eat them.
if you're watching, the question is, what are your thoughts on who paid for a date first? Men, if your thought process is that a man should pay for um the first date first, Please let us know in the comment why that's your stance. If you feel that it's okay for a woman to pay for the first date, please let us know about what you think about that. Now, while we're waiting on that comment, let's jump into the next hot topic of the conversation of this week so far.
About to talk about my uncle.
Yeah, we talking about Chris.
Oh
So,
shit.
for you guys that didn't know or don't know, uh, if you follow, and for those that follow comedy and comedians, legendary, got to give him his kudos, give him his flowers. Legendary, groundbreaking as well, comedian slash actor. He been in the game for damn near over 30 years, because I think, yeah, Corey Holcomb is on 30. So they
Mm-hmm.
God
about
damn,
30.
Corey Holcomb been around 30 years?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That
God
nigga been around
damn.
for a long time. All of them, Dion Cole, D-Ray,
Yep.
D-Ray, all of them.
D-Ray
So,
a vampire. He don't age at all. That nigga
yeah,
damn near 60.
yeah, I'm gonna say that nigga old in a bitch. Well, he started young, so,
Yeah, he did start young.
so, but in any case, you know, if you would like me to set a reminder, set my notification to receive from Netflix, because the gentleman who I'm referring to and describing, legendary comedian Chris Rock, was doing something that no other comedian thus far had done, and that which was be the first to actually do their comedy special live. It was streamed live. As much money as they pay Dave Chappelle, and he done racked up a couple of checks from
Mm-hmm.
Netflix.
Yeah.
He has never done his show live. So with that, and I am a Chris Rock fan. He does have funny stuff. So let me say that. I do follow Chris Rock. Um, so I was, again, if you like me, I was ready when I seen that it was dropping. He was doing it live, set your notification, and would notify you. I was one of them brothers. I couldn't wait because I wanted to see it live. I'm glad I didn't see it live. I must have fell asleep in my wheelchair. Must have fell asleep because I missed the notification and woke up. Went to Netflix, was like, damn. So I believe I fell asleep in my wheelchair. Um, that's a little disability joke. I can do that because I'm in that lane too, so I can be petty in the disability as well. But I watched it the next day. You guys, if you again don't know what I'm referring to, is I'm referring to Chris Rock's latest comedy special. It has came with mixed reviews. Um, and if you follow me on my page, you already seen my view. The shit was not funny. I like to laugh. I get the storytelling, and I get your truth, but make the shit funny too. And in this case, I just felt that this special, uh, I don't care what your content is, if it's just not landing, it's just not landing. It didn't land with me. Now I'm looking and listening to the laughs, and I'm saying to myself, I think these are controlled laughs, because of course they do edit these shows. They can do all of that live. They can do that shit live. The
Mm-hmm.
the live laughing.
They do a 5 minute delay just in
Yeah,
case.
so I just didn't think it was funny. I can't tell you what that nigga talked about, and I watched it because it just wasn't funny. So that's my take on it. Now I can pass it to everybody else. So the lady of the house, let's go. What's your thoughts about it?
Well, y'all know I am the niece of Willard Smith. So I'm gonna
Oh
ride with
God.
my unc all day, every day.
Oh shit, here we go.
I've
Right,
always supported Will Smith, not and this was pre-slap.
I do too, but I
The music too, and I got jiggy with it, unlike Marlon Wayans, who tried to say black folks wasn't getting jiggy with it. But maybe that was my white side, but
right.
my Negro side was on beats with song. So um, I didn't. He had one or two jokes that was funny. Um, when it got to the Will part, I knew I expected it. I expected him to go hard on him, and he did. And I don't know. It just the only part that I did, and only part that
Did you see
I
me?
didn't like was when he kept referring to Jada as a bitch, and I'm like, see, that's what got
I
your
didn't
ass
like that
popped in
either.
the fucking
Yeah.
mouth in the first fucking place, coming after that man wife. And little do people know that there is actual audio of him backstage, Will Smith at the Oscars, saying, "I had already told this man to leave my wife the fuck alone," and those was his words verbatim, and that's why he got slapped.
Yeah, but
And
he okay.
but as far as the whole calling Jada a bitch, 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 and all that shit, you want to go after Will, that's fine, but leave her the fuck out of it. Leave his kids out of it. You know, we all know that she met August through her
I
son
mean,
and all this
I
shit.
mean, she didn't leave her kids. She didn't leave her kids' friends out of it.
That's
I'm
beside the point.
I'm sorry.
That's her story to tell though. That's her story to
I'm
tell
sorry.
though.
I'm
She
sorry.
told the
But
story.
that was the only part that I did in the slave comment. I don't like the slave comparison because I just think had Will would have been white Will Smith, he wouldn't and Jewish, he wouldn't have said shit about the Holocaust.
You sound like Willie D. Willie D did he did I think you watched Willie D's YouTube because that nigga said the exact same thing, literally.
But it's true.
No, I agree.
It's
No, I
true.
agree.
He would not have said it. He
Yeah.
would not have said it had Will been white. And he would not have went that far because Netflix would have been like, we got to go to commercial, and they don't even have commercials, but they would have went
Yeah.
to somebody's. Uh, we interrupt this program because this nigga done said something about the Jewish people,
Well,
and and we all know it's fact. He know it's fact.
well, we know if I may interject, we know that Chris Rock knows what he can say and can't say.
Right.
He know what lane he's in. He's a mainstream.
But yeah. And it seemed
Yeah.
like he tried to take a page from Corey Holcomb's book, and I'm like, baby, if you're not Corey Holcomb, and Corey Holcomb, I love Corey Holcomb. A lot of women can't stand him, but I like dark humor and extremely vulgar dark humor at
You
that.
know,
He is all of that. But it seemed like with
But
the
only certain
abortion,
people can get away with that.
yeah,
well,
exactly. Because Corey don't give a fuck who come after him. He
well,
gonna say what he want to say. But the abortion shit, I was like, that ain't Chris Rock. That's not your style of comedy, and that part I felt wasn't funny, and not cause the joke would have been funny had it came from like Corey Holcomb. But that's not Chris Rock's style of comedy. He don't
I
go
could see
that dark.
Chappelle pulling that off.
Chappelle definitely would could have pulled it off. Hell, Kevin Hart probably could have pulled it off, but Chris Rock don't. That's not his style of comedy, and it didn't seem real. Hell, he might have had Corey write that goddamn joke.
now you know what? I'm telling you, I watched it. I sat here, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm listening to y'all talk. Please forgive me, but I don't know what the hell y'all talk about.
He
And I
he
see, and
mentioned
I watched
about
it, and I
fuck. What
literally
did he
said,
say? He said something about fucking different women and having to pay for. Now he's so rich or some shit that he got money to where now all he do is fuck bitches, and if they
"Oh, what
pregnant
he
he can
found
pay for
relationship."
abortion. He said some shit. I can't even
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember the
he said
shit.
he was pro-choice for some, but he said something about you should have the choice. He said forget the first trimester. You should be able to pay up to the first report card and be able to look at it and be like, "Oh, you probably ain't gonna amount to shit," and
but
Right.
something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, see, and that's the crazy part. We
he
can't even
didn't stick the
remember the
landing.
joke.
well, that just go to
He
show you.
didn't stick the landing on that.
Yeah,
Right.
that just go to show you that it wasn't funny because, like I said, I follow all of them well certain, and I'm in that comedy. I love
I
just
love comedy
comedy.
too.
Yeah,
So
I
Me
just love
too.
it.
I be think all three of us are very much so.
Right.
Like
Right,
I roll around in
right.
the car and be listening to Pandora comedy the whole time.
Yes, I'm
Right.
gonna tell you something. I watched it, and I was trying to put all that shit together at the end of it. And I'm seeing myself. I'm like, so you waited a whole year
That too.
to basically sound like you just get some shit off your chest that you could have already got off your chest maybe a month or two after you done came to yourself. Now, the whole bitch thing, because I cussed. Man, Look, everybody know that that's my favorite word. So I don't want to. I don't want to. Everybody know. My mama know that bitch is my favorite word. That's not. That's not a.
What's my favorite
It's a
word?
powerful word.
Bitch.
Yes.
Looking at
Yes.
it. Too
Yes.
short.
Yes. So everybody know that. That's if you know me, you know that that's my
It's
word.
one of mine too.
I
I
like
mean, they're nouns. Bernie Mac said they're nouns. They name a
that's
person,
my number one.
place, or thing.
Yeah, mine
That's
is motherfucker.
yeah. See, so we got our own words, but my thing was I get the comedy. I wasn't tripping because it was comedy. Because that's what he was trying to do. Comedy. Let me say trying to do comedy. So I didn't judge him based off the tasteless jokes. I do agree with Willie D and April. You know, we're always the butt. And just because you're rich, don't make us the butt. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I heard a comedian say this. If it was some Hispanic talking about Hispanics, what they do is they beat Mexican comedians up after the show because you don't talk about us like that.
In
That's
front
what
of them.
that's what you're not finna down us. That's what they do. And so that's why rarely the only person you really see that talk and he real light, even with his Mexican joke, is George Lopez. But that's because he's Hispanic. But he ain't raw. I watch the show. You know, I mean, I
Mm,
watch him, so he ain't raw with it. He tell mainstream
right.
Hispanic jokes. He ain't in the trenches, getting it out the mud. You see what
He
I'm saying?
remind me of D.L. Hughley. He like the Hispanic version of D.L.
Right,
Hughley to me.
right, because he done took a page from that. So
Right.
so he's very conscious about how he joke about them. But he ain't finna. But the point is that you're not gonna see an Hispanic, a Mexican comedian give a joke like what Chris Rock did.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but you
what-
also ain't seeing them slap each other on stage either, and that's a big part of what. All right, I agree with everything both of y'all are saying. The shit was to me, and I'm not. I'm a very very big comedy fan. Chris Rock is hit or miss for me. A lot of them he hits
Hmm.
on, a lot of them he
right.
misses on. This to me, from a performance standpoint, if you're talking about just from a comedic standpoint, he missed.
Yeah,
But I almost don't even feel like this was comedy. It was almost like a therapy session or something, and even with that,
Yeah. Somebody put Tony Rock funnier. I agree. I definitely
but
yeah.
agree.
Shout out to our
now,
YouTube.
yeah, Tony Rock is
Yeah,
funny, but I will say this: as unfunny as it was, the few things that I can remember about what he was saying as far as societal views, he said some shit I can agree with. But I mean, as far as a comedy show, it missed the mark for me.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, it ain't. We ain't ragging on them. We just saying you just got to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Right. It was very unpolished.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't him. It don't seem like a Chris Rock
No,
that
it seemed
he
like
that,
it might be the Chris Rock that we don't know because the Chris Rock that we see is typically polished. He was up there, like I said, it seemed like a therapy session. It seemed like
Yeah,
he just had some shit, like Boss said, he had some shit to get off his
yeah.
chest, and
That's
he
what
was
it come
doing
out.
that.
Yeah,
Now, a lot of the stuff that he was saying about people just being extra woke and having selective
outrage.
outrage, I I can agree with that 'cause when he made the little joke saying that you got people out here who refuse to listen to R. Kelly but still listen to Michael Jackson. I kind of chuckled a little bit,
No,
like,
but you
wow.
know what? But I gotta.
But
Okay, hold
but
on,
did
hold
I
on.
did I laugh? Was I like turned over? Ha! No, it was just like, all
You know
right, I get what you're trying to say.
when I heard that, and I had to go back and think about what he said. I'm gonna have to disagree. They're not the same because Michael Jackson in real life was not fundamentally
Convicted?
kid. It ain't convicted. There's
and he
listen,
did.
it ain't even that.
Yeah, true.
There's nobody. There's never been proof of him doing anything, and even the parents of the kids that were going over there were saying, you know, Michael Jackson has never been that way. Why do And I
People
don't
keep
want to get
saying it.
into a deep thing about it. My thing is that with it was they were not the same. Just because again, what he played on again, as a
Was the
black man, he
accusation.
jumped on black men. It's no different than what Oprah and Gail do with
Right.
black men. All he did was because the question is, you gotta think. First of all, Rock ain't stupid. If you really follow this nigga, his first his special before this was off the chain. It was
Yeah.
funny
Yeah, I
as
actually that
hell.
I
special
like
was
that
dope.
one.
Yeah,
But
Tamarine.
nothing beats Bigger and Blacker because people can quote that. I say shit
To this
from
day.
Bigger and Blacker to this fucking
Yeah,
day.
yeah, but Tamarine, which was the one before this,
Yeah.
that was a
It was
good,
solid.
polished, solid.
Yeah.
It was called Tamarine.
But
Solid.
but you know what? After I watched Marlins was actually funny, and
Marlon.
when Marlon told the story, because everybody's like, all he did was speak on it. I was like, because it was a reason, because he said this title, God loves me, and then he was given the reason why God loves him because he said Chris Rock actually is the reason why he shut down from doing stand up 25 some
Yeah,
years ago
right.
because of
I
Chris
watched his interview.
heckling him. And then I remember watching another. I can't. It's I'm a subscriber to Comedy Hype. And they do interviews with a lot of comedians and shit. And I can't remember who it was, but they had an encounter with Chris Rock, where Chris Rock was, I guess, an asshole to them. And then DJ Envy from Breakfast Club told the story of Chris Rock not only being an ass to him, but to I guess it was his daughter's basketball team against DJ Envy's daughter's basketball team. And Chris was being a dickhead to not only the parents but the kids too and shit. So now when I you hear all these fucking stories about him, shit, no wonder why the nigga got slapped. It,
Well,
it was long
it ain't no.
overdue
There's no excuse for the snap, but we're on
on
is
TV, maybe.
what
But I
I think.
mean, shit,
I can agree with that on
Well,
TV.
what I take
on TV.
what I take offense to Chris is, and what I want the audience to understand is, Chris is calculated. You got to know when you're being the butt of the joke. It's no different than the reason why Dave Chappelle walked away from Comedy Central. Chris Rock wasn't joking with us. He wasn't laughing with us.
Nah, that nigga was on stage about to cry.
He wasn't laughing with us. That nigga was getting however he felt by niggas, and AKA uh, Will Smith is a nigga. And that was an opportunity for him to shoot his shots. And he shot them. When he
So did
again,
Chris get the last laugh?
no, he didn't.
I
Nah,
don't think so either. I mean,
no, he didn't.
thinking over it, like just really, really, I don't think he did because I mean, did he get his shit off his chest? Yeah, he got it off his chest.
I
But
mean, but you've been doing it for a year. I mean,
honestly, you know what? That probably that what was it, about 7 minutes where he was on Will and Jada? That
Hmm.
probably would have hit better. I'll give you 3 months later
Yep.
on a radio show.
right. Yeah,
It would have. I'd have been like, whoa.
right.
But
But that's
for
that
a stand up comedy,
live.
it's just like,
And you wait a year, because me being an Aries, baby, I'd have got my lick back and still did a stand up the next fucking day. Because what you're not gonna do is get the first slap and the
and the last
What
laugh.
he
and
did,
no, sorry,
but
no.
what he did was, honestly, I would interject that I believe what he did was coward. It was a coward move. And the reason why I say that is because you use comedy as a way of getting the shit off your chest.
To
Talk to
get
me.
paid for it. Because
It's almost like when I don't like men in our organization who run behind the organization to play safe. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. And B, you'll understand it. You definitely understand it.
Oh,
I'm
I understand.
aggressive in the lodge and in any house. But then, when that gavel hit, and it's like, well,
We
let me
all
see
got a role to
really
play.
old,
hmm
everybody quiet. And so that's how I looked at what Chris Rock did. Like, okay, yeah, you talking about it. It's deeper than that, though. This was your opportunity to run behind comedy to be safe. Because if Will come up to you on some check you shit, well, you go sue Will if he hit you, because you gonna say, well, this was comedy, instead of him saying, you know what, let me come to you man to man, let me let you know how I feel.
I was just about to say that.
Do y'all
My
feel
mama
like?
taught me not to fight in front of white folks. And I'm listen, we
Yeah,
black
nah. My
folk.
mama told me if somebody put their hands on
Hands
you,
on
it's
you,
all
you like
about the
that.
That's
pussy.
it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Get
And I
beat up where you act
My
up.
mama told me not to start nothing,
right, but if somebody
but
You
I
finish
damn
it.
sure finish it.
yeah, you
Finish
go
it.
and finish it. And I go a step further, which why folks look at me crazy, is I told you we were taught self perseverance. You catch them before they catch you. They get
Thank you.
in the distance.
Thank
In it,
you.
in it. You do what you do. You get there before they. And so, I mean, it was you got paid money because you knew they was gonna accept it. You knew who was really gonna laugh at them jokes. We all,
Hmm.
and that's why you wrote those jokes the way you wrote them, because you knew who was gonna laugh at those jokes. This was an opportunity to 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 throw another insult. Why you talking about R. Kelly? That nigga behind bars. It ain't funny. I get you can joke about what you want, but it's not funny. Why talk about Michael Jackson and throw them when anybody that's intelligent would know that it's not the same? Because basically what you're saying is Michael Jackson was on some R. Kelly shit. And there's no proof with nobody. Where these kids at? Where the other kids at? I guess they dead. And so I didn't like that because that was irrelevant. Like these niggas are not in nobody's news stream. So that was like, to me, that was like a 90s joke. It would have
And
been
and
a
another thing that bothered me was that he brought up Jada being calling them to not host the Oscars. And to me, I'm like, motherfucker, did you not understand the whole point of her saying that? And it wasn't just her. She wasn't the only person speaking out, and neither was Will. Hell, Will didn't even say shit. That was all Jada, but
and I,
it was the whole purpose of we have no black movies, no black actors being nominated at this award show, but they chose a nigga to host it. What kind
but
of fuck shit is that? Why I wouldn't do that shit?
okay, but you wouldn't,
And it wasn't like he needed the money.
but you don't know that. I
You
think,
don't know what his pockets
yeah,
look
you
like.
don't know that.
That nigga don't need that goddamn money.
Listen, Eddie Murphy, that nigga still make movies. You know how many checks that nigga still collecting?
A lot. And he is a $20 million man
I mean, you know how many
per
checks that
movie that bomb.
collecting from all them other movies. Are you serious? But yet that nigga dropped another movie on Netflix. I mean, that all that is irrelevant. That was a professional. Let's get to the root of it, because I see it's like,
But
well,
he got on stage and clowned Jada at the Oscars. That's the
who
whole.
curled?
No, I'm
Everybody
talking about
curled.
at the
That
one that
was.
he told them not to come to. The one that they was. I'm talking about
Okay.
the one,
I
the
was about to say the one
2016 Oscars when
because
they was when they
the
did
one
the
with the slap,
hashtag
he really
Oscars
didn't
so
say nothing
white,
all that crazy.
huh?
Because the one with the slap, he really didn't say nothing all that
No, no,
crazy.
no. I'm talking about the one from
Right.
2016 when he got up there and said something about Rihanna panties and said you because I was like Rihanna panties, but he said something about Jada. You wasn't even invited or some shit, and it was like hell, nigga. Neither you was only invited to host. Wasn't nobody in there looked like you nominated for a movie. No,
But
there was nobody black nominated. Nothing
but, but,
black
but,
was nominated.
but sadly, guess what? Chris Rock was gonna be invited anyway. That nigga got a ticket and a seat anyway, regardless of who black is because he's in that circle. That's the lane that he's in.
Yeah, but I'm saying him getting up on stage and trying to clown her when she was trying to start a move. You make a protest against the shit because of
No,
people that don't look like.
Oh, and that was one of them jokes he messed up too when he said that he didn't get nominated for concussion, and then we
Hell yeah,
gave him a concussion. Like he fucked that joke
yeah,
up a
but you
little
know
bit.
what? My thing is with all that always is, again, you got to be watching all this. Why now, Miss Jada, are you protesting? Well, because guess what? Her husband fucking movie didn't get nominated. It wasn't nominated. What other movie? What other movement has Jada Pinkett Smith Black attached herself to? I didn't say she's not doing nothing. Didn't say that. But what other than that little old?
What movie did he have come
I
out?
didn't say movie. I didn't say
That
movie.
year it was Concussion.
No, no,
Concussion didn't come out in
no.
2016.
I think it was either Gemini Man, whatever it was. He had done a movie because that was when the first Aunt Viv went off on her because she like, how you go try to tell him not to do the the Oscars when y'all keep all y'all work amongst yourselves. You do exactly what he do, Will. You only work with just your people. Adam Sandler. How
No,
you
no, that's Chris Rock. Work with
that's
Adam Sandler.
what I'm saying is that Will does that because Will Smith got a production company too. Like them movies are under Will.
But
That,
most of his movies are black movies. Like ATL is a black movie. What else he done produced?
I don't
Shit.
know, but the
Oh,
point
you talking
is
about
that
Will Smith?
the
The only
point is
movie he had out in 2016 was Suicide Squad.
okay. Well,
And we know that shit wasn't gonna get nominated.
but the thing
Well, why
is
was she
again,
boycotting it?
Because wasn't no black people nominated. That was the whole point. She was saying that
Black
no black movies was nominated,
black
no black
movies
I
directors.
got a
in
question. Do we see Will?
2016.
Do we see a Will and Jada Smith at BET Awards? Are they at the Grammys?
Oh shit! Hold on
Are
now.
they?
It's
Are they?
some.
Are they?
It
Do
was
they?
some
Do they?
hidden figures didn't get nominated.
I don't know if that was done by Will Smith. I don't know. My point
Oh no,
is
I'm talking
that
about black movies in 2016. But either way,
no,
okay.
no, no. The point is that the argument is still irrelevant. The thing is that we knew Chris Rock was a comedian. At the end of the day, he got in his feelings. It don't matter, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I mean this. I took me and Sister Kawana went to see Corey Holcomb. This is a real true story. Me and Sister Kawana, I don't know if you're still watching, but shout out to Sister Kawana. Me and Sister Kawana go see uh Corey Holcomb. That's my nigga. That's my nigga straight up and down. We go see him, right? And of course, everybody know who legendary artist, comedian Corey Holcomb is. You know his brand of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she says, we talked the next day. She says, I emailed Corey Holcomb. I say,
Oh shit.
wait, what? You emailed Corey Holcomb? She said, yeah, the so and so joke he done, it made me feel some type of way. And I said, well, look, clearly you must not know who Corey Holcomb was, but he's a funny dude. I said, but let me tell you something. Since you took it personal, and he's not talking to nobody personal, he's talking about his real life shit he's went through. I said, but let me tell you something. When he talked about abortions, I said, I didn't feel offended. I didn't feel some type of way. I've experienced an abortion. She was like, wow. I said, yeah. Why would I get mad at him talking about a situation that I done been through? He ain't again, I mean, so why would you go deep into your feelings?
Because Corey's description of the abortion be
No,
hilarious.
no, well, it wasn't about abortion, but what I'm saying is it was something that hit her. And
Oh,
the
okay.
point is that I didn't look at her strange. It's just to the whole comedy thing with Chris Rock.
Right.
It does not matter. Will Smith was supposed to conduct himself like the gentleman he typically is. I don't care what you got going on in that setting. You know that unless we know something you don't know, any host, hell, Drake hosts the damn ESPYs, and guess what he doing? He joking and ragging on athletes. So every host do it. So what made Chris Rock any different? It didn't make him any different. Will
Right.
got in his feelings, and that nigga might have been feeling emotional because he loved him.
Everything that led up to it.
Yes, he loved him some Jada, and I tend to honestly, now that I think about it, lean toward what Earthquake said. Only a nigga he do that because what he say on the Shay show, he said because Jada don't love him. And that's him. He said, because if she loved him, she would have stopped him.
She
If
didn't
she
know
loved,
he was gonna slap that
no,
man.
listen,
Nobody
wait,
So
knew. Everybody
okay,
else, hell,
all
niggas thought
right, I'm
he
not.
no,
was
listen, no,
staged.
listen. Even though we know he didn't know, he got up. And at that, but she could have stopped him when she seen this nigga getting up. Where he going to go
But
to
she
the
didn't
phone?
know what he was gonna do. Hell, he was smiling
Hell,
on the way up there.
you
No
know what?
niggas thought the shit was
You know what?
staged.
All right, fine. You can ride on that if you want to. The hell with the slap. I gotta agree with Earthquake on this. Whether slap or not, if she genuinely, at least for me in my perception, if she loved him the way that we perceives that she does, apparently, she wouldn't have interviewed him about the shit on Red Table.
Right. It's you know,
That shit should have stayed in house.
I think somebody
That
said
shit
it.
should have stayed in
I think
house.
somebody said it. One person you know cheated on their significant other, then turn around and interview them on their
She didn't cheat on him.
she
Why y'all
did.
keep saying that?
She did. God damn it, they
No,
married.
she didn't.
Hold on,
He
Okay,
had filed for divorce.
hold up, hold up,
He,
hold up.
and
First of
until that
all, shout
divorce
out.
is final,
Hold on, B. Hold up, B.
man, he moved out and was
April,
seen on the red carpet with a white bitch.
he
April. Hold on,
moved to the
April.
other side of the house.
Hold
He
on, April.
moved out of the house.
April, hold on, tight. Hold up. Let's. We got Dios Patterson, in the building. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just tuning in. What's the topic? Okay. So just so you know, the first topic of discussion was who pays for meal first, the first date, man or woman. We shared a video where a British guy goes a little bit deeper into that whole who pays and the double standard. But we want to know, what are your thoughts on that? Who paid? Does it really matter who asked on the first date? We want to know your thoughts. Secondly, right now we're talking about uh, Chris Rock bumming on his
Yeah,
latest, on his
Damn, Bobby.
yeah,
he
bumming on
did.
his
He
latest,
did.
yeah,
In the
bumming on
Negro
his latest,
community, he bombed.
yeah,
Nah, I think he
bumming.
bombed. Nah, because I've talked to other communities and they said he bombed too.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
we talking about
Yeah.
Chris Rock, and we're just giving our thoughts on our critique of his latest um comedy special. Listen, go watch Dion Cole latest stand up. He dedicates, it's named after his mother. That is funnier than Chris Rock's stand up. Watch it, watch it, just go watch it. Watch how he
Watch Marlon Wayans too. He went in on both of their asses. The shit was
yes,
hilarious.
watch how they flow with what they doing. You can just see that it just feel like Chris Rock rushed this one. That he really wasn't comfortable
And had a
doing
whole
that.
year.
Yeah, doing that set. I get he might think he was, but just looking at the pacing back and forth and it just seemed like it wasn't crisp as the other one. Um,
And
you
am
know,
I tripping or did Chris Rock publicly admit to using cocaine?
Yep, and yep.
yeah.
Am I tripping? Was I
No,
the only one that caught that?
no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
caught it as soon
No,
as he threw it. I was like, oh, okay, we snorting. And he had on all white too, so shit.
no, he didn't. But the thing is, again, we just want to know y'all thoughts on it. Now, uh, because we want to talk about a lot of stuff. So now let's go on and pass it over to the quarterback of the show. I didn't hate it to you, so give us one. What's up?
All right, so again, stuff that's been going on recently. For those of y'all who are not aware, the whole Ja Morant situation.
Okay,
The who?
So Ja Morant,
yeah,
Ja
Morant.
Morant,
Oh,
point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's currently serving a well, they won't call it a suspension. They just say he's away from the
Right.
team right now, working on some personal issues. This happened after he had went on. I want to say it was IG Live. He was at the strip club, and as the word that's being used, he was brandishing a
Oh,
pistol.
right.
He was waving a pistol around on IG Live at the strip club, and this comes on the heels of a few other incidences where they said John Morant was playing pickup with like a 17-year-old kid in like DC or something, ended up beating the kid down for whatever reason. There was another instance where apparently I believe it was the Indiana Pacers said that SUV that John Morant was in um, was flashing a laser that appeared to be a laser that was coming from a gun at their team bus, along with some other issues, so on and so forth. So, long story short, John Morant has since been asked to kind of get his personal affairs in order, and he's away from the team right now. And it looks like he may even be facing a substantial suspension. And I'm really just curious to know what everybody thinks about that. Is this I know the general narrative that I'm seeing from a lot of black folks is that oh man, this is the NBA going after just a young black talented dude.
No. Mm-mm.
But to me, I mean, I understand the youth behind it, but you gotta have some people around you that care about you as much as as much as you should care about your career. But I want to know what y'all think about it first. So, April, you seem like you got something to say. Give me what you got.
Lock everybody up. Hell. I'm just no, no, I'm just playing. No, I think it's stupid. And then to find out that he has his father in his life engaging in these activities with him, I am highly disappointed. And they both need their ass beat, if you ask me, because they know better. The daddy know better, and he got too many damn yes men around him. Because there's no fucking way if my best friend or whoever, if my friend is worth millions of fucking dollars, that I'm
Hundreds of
gonna
millions.
let them fuck this up,
Man,
fuck up the church's money.
when
And it's stupid, And then the way he need his ass beat for the way he was holding that goddamn gun. He need his ass beat for even having that little bitty ass gun. What was that? A 380?
you okay, Easy Ray. Damn.
I'm just saying the way he was holding it, it looked like one of them guns that's actually a lighter.
Okay,
Oh
Easy.
man.
Uh, man, you know what? I heard of this brother. Uh, I can truly say with this story, I've just intentionally not, read into it. I just watched the commentary of Shaq, my girl, I think Candace Parker, the other day before whatever game, before Memphis and somebody was playing.
Hmm.
My thoughts on this, and I heard everything that they were saying. Um, I take exception to Shaq. I get when you're young and dumb. What? No, let me start with this. First and foremost, let me say this. As somebody who's actually a part of a union, we're not agreeing to nothing that somehow will be a detriment to us. In their collective bargain agreement, where he screws himself is because in that collective bargain agreement, the agreement is that no athlete shall have in possession of them a firearm in the line of basically a work, be it if you're driving to the bed to practice and you got to
Mm,
go to the stadium
Yeah,
if you're
that's the
doing
Gilbert Arenas rule.
yeah, like
right.
whatever. Now me, I don't believe in none of that. I think I think that because on that level they understand that those athletes are so thirsty and that at the end of the day, those representatives really don't have their best interests in mind. Uh, that should never be a part of, their collective bargain agreement anyway. So you gave them, this is where Shaq is right. Now you gave them a reason to take your shit from you. Now,
Hmm.
Shaq
A
didn't
valid reason.
Yeah, now Shaq didn't say shit, but he said those people, and Shaq got to be politically correct because he worked with those people. But we understood, the black community.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. I agree. However, I blame it on the athletes because at the end of the day, the power is with the athletes, and they do not understand that. If that was never part of the collective bargaining agreement, yeah, you probably would get in trouble, but you wouldn't be in more trouble. In other words, they wouldn't have nothing to hang over you. Here's this paper. Here's this paper that you signed. You know, this was a part of you joined the team. So
Right.
here's what you got. Now
What do they
you
call it? Conduct detrimental to the league or something
yeah,
like that?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
here you go. Now, is he stupid? Yeah,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, you just a dummy. Like
And he knows better.
yeah, but no, but we're not gonna say that. Clearly he don't know better.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm not
sure.
gonna say he don't know better. Just because if he's with his father, that makes it all the worse. I am not my kids' friends. Me and my son ain't never gonna kick it nowhere unless we have it's a birthday party or something. But
Right.
I'm not kicking it with my son. We go always understand that I'm daddy and you the son. We ain't finna never you ain't go. I'm never finna give you an opportunity to think that you're anywhere on my level. So we gonna always have that understanding, daddy, son. So I'm not gonna say he knows better because clearly he don't know better. It's a mistake. Well, it's a dumb mistake. You live and you learn.
It's a
At this
multi-million
at
dollar
this point,
mistake.
it's on purpose
But
because this is his third strike,
yeah,
and
but
it's
maybe he
not a
might have
mistake.
maybe might have mental issues. Let's be real. That we talking. Let's get deep. A lot of time the sports world want athletes in which are the troubled athletes because they
Mm-hmm.
control them. See, I can control Pac-Man. We know Pac-Man is detrimental. We know he has issues. We know he can't get right because he's the epitome of I can't get right. It just seems like everywhere
Yeah,
he
but
went, he wanted.
this cat seemed like for the most part, outside looking in, he came from a relatively stable household. Outside looking in, totally outside
Uh-huh.
looking in, it seems like ideally he came up in more ideal circumstances than most. Um, that are out there acting a fool. Either way, regardless of how you come up, it still don't negate you from doing dumbass shit. And he did some dumb shit.
All right.
And and unfortunately, it's gonna cost him a ton of bread. The thing that gets me, and I did see this post is and somebody made a meme off of it. Y'all remember on Black Panther when Michael B. Jordan, aka Killmonger, was whooping Black Panther's ass, and he said, "Is this your king?"
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody superimposed Kyrie Irving's face over Killmonger and had John Morant as Black Panther, and he was saying, "Is this your king?" Talking to Nike because Nike cut
Right.
Kyrie's
Mm-hmm.
deal behind just posting
Something
the
that's already been there.
just posting it, no caption. And then who did they sign after they cut Kyrie? John Morant.
And and
Mm.
and that goes back to my point. We 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 want the broken men. We want let's be real. A lot of these guys that going into college, first of all, they coming from impoverished communities. You know, so they trying to get to the bag as soon as they can because they want to take their mama out the hood. They want to take their grandparents. This and so let's be real. They grew up where you know I am gonna do dumb shit, and because I am an athlete, I've been saved from doing dumb stuff. And so now, as a man, he's learning. Now you got to stand on your own 2 feet. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
feel this. They're gonna make sure you understand that you never make this mistake again. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
you're out of the league, and then you go look back, and you ain't gonna have nothing to show for your time here. And the sad part is, we see the brother has potential. I didn't know who this guy was until I seen the video. I think a TikTok video. He left a huge tip, and the woman didn't even know who he was. You know, just a little random somebody that recorded the shit. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's how I actually found out who he was. I'm like, that's what's up. He's finding ways to give back and bless people. But with that being said, you know, hopefully he learns from this that he does not go down a road of toxic behavior, because at the end of the day, the league don't give a fuck. They don't.
Well, did you see what Gilbert Arenas said about it?
Now what he's like,
Gilbert Arenas gave some feedback on it, and he said that regardless of what anybody wants to say or believes, his recovery from this is going to be a solid 3 years. The NBA is going to pretty much demote him to being like a tier three or tier two type player, and his notoriety and popularity is going to be demoted for at least the next 3 years, where he's not going to get the big deals. He's not going to be at the forefront of league advertisement.
right.
If he doesn't make the All Star game on the fan vote alone, coaches are going to overlook him. He's not going to get necessarily the biggest contracts that he should get. And he said, and last but not least, he said
They're gonna
whether people
blackball him
he
basically.
said, well, at least for 3 years. And he said,
Yeah.
last but not least, he's basically going to have to show over 3 years that he's rebuilding himself and that he's a straight and narrow guy and all of that. And he said at the end, he's going to have to cut his hair.
Well, now
And I
see,
said, damn,
see, I
that's.
Damn,
knew
not
that was
cut his
coming.
hair.
Now I knew
But
that was
but
coming.
but
Well,
Gilbert is also talking from experience because remember Gilly
Yeah,
went through
he
his own shit,
gambling in.
yeah, but
gambling and having pistols in the locker room.
Yeah.
but my thing is this, you know, even with all of that, you know, I get it because the league is trying to make him a young face, you know, because LeBron is going, you know, he's going to eventually be out, and the league is going to need a new face. And
Mm-hmm.
he's a young, you know, talented brother, you know, who has the ability to be, you know, to carry really the NBA. And at the end of the day, we can say we see it, but if this brother does not see the work that's in him, if he does not feel that, you know, he can represent the NBA well, you know, then it's just not going to happen. Now, I don't want him to dance for nobody. I don't believe in kowtowing. In other words, I don't believe in you bending the knee,
Right.
kissing the ring. You having to, you know, kiss butt and suck up. Because at the end of the day, in other words, it sounds like, you know, they're trying to treat him like they
Like a hop and bob type.
yeah,
He need to just take his licks like a man and do what he gotta do.
right. Or he's trying to, or they trying to treat him like they treated not Michael Vick, but what was that other player? Uh I forgot who he was, you know, but you know, in going through all that whole process, you know, no, Allen Iverson, where you
Oh
need
yeah.
cut because you got to remember Allen Iverson.
Was doing the same type of
Yeah, but no, but
shenanigans.
yeah, well, not only that, but Allen Iverson showed that you can bring that street ball and that hip hop street culture
And
to
I'm the reason why they gotta wear suits.
right. That's what I'm saying. He's the reason why they got to dress nice,
Hmm.
and I didn't agree with that then
I
because
didn't either.
why why would what do me putting on a suit and looking nice to go to a stadium? I mean, if we in the city that I work in, I mean, I'm just gonna jump in the car and go drive to the stadium. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I mean, what sense does that make? But again, when our young men feel that they are not in position of in power, when they feel like the people that cut the checks because they cut the checks that are the people in power, then you have what they come up with these collective bargain agreements. It's no different than the NFL. I hate they got, you know, dress codes and all of that just based around a sport that you just grew up playing because you want to play. You know,
Hmm.
cutting your check. You know, now we need to conform to you. Well, my thing is this: I don't mind conforming. Stop playing hip hop in your commercials. Stop bringing
Right.
black acts. Stop bringing black acts.
That part.
Stop bringing
Right.
black acts.
Trying to pander to black people.
No, you ain't. No. They ain't pandering. No, they ain't pandering. Cause it ain't. Cause it ain't. Listen,
Cause they listen to it too.
yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, they draw us in because they play the hip hop music. They get the dunk videos together. They do all of that. They really not pandering. That's really that's for the white folks. Because when you look at these basketball games, that's typically who's there. Not saying that we're not there, but 90% of people at basketball games are Caucasian. So at the end of the day, commercially and everything else, you're trying to make it hip hop because that's what the culture is. But again, stop playing that music. Stop doing all that. Don't make it hip. Don't even. Let's keep it clean cut or whatever y'all thought it was. At the beginning before we integrated basketball.
Well, our shit just sounds better though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You true.
Seasoned,
But
seasoned a little better
somebody said something. Everybody want to be black until it's
till it's
time to be
time to
black.
be black. Hmm.
So
Hell, how long was that? Chris Rock? They said everybody want to be a nigga until it's
No, it
time to be.
wasn't.
no, it
Hell
was,
no, the fuck it was.
it was. I think
It was
either
Will Smith. Damn
yeah,
it.
Will or
It
Will
damn
Smith,
sure
one of
wasn't Will.
no, yeah, because even that I didn't even watch that Emancipation that he did because the nigga said I'll make a slave movie, but I'm not gonna make it an actual true slave movie. I just base it, because he don't want to, because we did a show and we talked about how he wanted to skate, how he tried to catwalk that whole slavery thing, but well, I mean it's a slave movie, but you know it's not making white folks look bad. You get what I'm saying? Like
No, it made him look bad.
it's a slave movie, but well, I haven't seen it, but I'm going by his interview. When he did his interview and he was talking about it, he was coming off as if he didn't really want to offend, white people make white people uncomfortable. Birth of a Nation made white people uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? Because we talking about Ned Turner. That was his point. I didn't want to make this movie was made, and they let me make this movie because I was not going to make a movie that was going to make them uncomfortable. And so, again, at the end of the day, we know who all these cats are. I mean, with all this type of stuff, man. But listen, we got room for one more. So we're gonna just toss it up. We got a relationship. What you want? What else been going on? We ain't gotta be long. But I know because y'all posting 50 million. Do I need to go in the inbox?
I
It
ain't
was,
knowing my damn self.
Because
yeah.
I remember you mentioning some video that we went back. You know what? I do know. We gotta talk about D Wade. Let me bring up the video.
Oh,
Let me bring up
yeah.
let me bring up the audio. Y'all bear with me while I while I go into our group messaging real quick. Let me find that video. Um Hold on. No, it's an audio. Let me see. I hope I don't think I went too far. Let me look at this real quick. Okay. Where is Hey, if you get to B before me, send it to my inbox. I'm scrolling up through our message. Damn, I can't go no further. It's low.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull it up myself.
Yeah, I'm sliding to it. But in any case, so for you guys that don't know, like, well, what we talking about? Well, there's audio. I think was it from Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah, it
whatever.
was.
D Wade is basically, giving a speech or message to his son, son, whatever. And
Yeah.
me and Brock, kind of had, I ain't gonna say a back and forth. It wasn't a back and forth, but I mean,
It really wasn't.
we were discussing, you know, um, I think the whole thing was, you understand where he's coming from as a parent. I do.
Yeah.
I
To an
do.
extent.
I just don't think that was not the right message I just don't think it was.
I
But,
don't either.
but I'm trying to, if y'all bear with us, man, we got so many damn
I
messages.
just I just resent it to you. I
Okay.
found it.
Okay, good, because I can't get past whatever picture in the group real quick. Let me see. Um,
Right, and my point on it was even before y'all listen, it's like I understand supporting your child, but there's a fine line between supporting your child and participating in things that they just aren't ready to encounter yet.
right.
But
There we go. Here it is. Okay. It just popped up. Let me one thing about okay, hold on. Uh breaking news, breaking news. We got audio of said conversation in which uh me and B Rock speculating on you can hear from the horse mouth, and you guys can let us know what you think. For you guys that are looking at the screen, this is, I believe, is this D Wade's? Oh no, this is the whose room is this?
that
The
is
melanin shade room. And so I'm gonna play you got this audio real quick, and you guys let us know what y'all think, and then we're gonna discuss it.
I want to take this moment to publicly speak to our daughter Zaya. Zaya, as your father, all I've wanted to do was get it right. I've sat back and watched how gracefully you've taken on the public scrutiny. And even though it's not easy, I watched you walk out of that house every morning as yourself. I admire how you've handled the ignorance in our world. I admire it that you face every day. To say that your village is proud of you is an understatement. Thank you for showing me that there's more than just one way to communicate effectively. You taught me that communication with my mouth isn't enough. I have to also communicate with my 2 ears and my 2 eyes. As your father, my job isn't to create a version of myself or direct your future. My role is to be a facilitator to your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams. Zaya, you've made me a better human just simply by being who you were born to be, our baby girl, Zaya Wade.
Yeah, I know y'all hear me. Let me stop sharing this bullshit real quick. I'm sorry, but I don't feel the message. I don't think it's genuine. I don't have a bias because I don't have a dog in the fight either way. I don't know either one of them personally, but in my discernment, in my discerning eye, I don't believe that this brother is genuine. I just believe this again. This is publicity. He got a job. How y'all think he would have got that game show hosting job by just pushing tennis shoes? No, he's relevant. You don't even see him really push his tennis shoes, but he got sneakers too. Uh, but you know him for his activism and his support of his daughter. Listen, I said it before, and I'm gonna pass it to you all. Listen, more power to you. Support your kids, whatever. You know, if you agree with it, don't agree with it. Support them however. I just don't think that was the in my opinion, and it's just my opinion. I just think it was full of fluff. It sounds good. You showing a picture of a little boy who called himself trying to pull some hair behind his ears that he don't have. Come on, man. It becomes a clown show. You can't tell me that this 13, 14, whoever he is, little boy somehow feel like he a woman. Because I'm going to ask, do he have the urge? Is he physically attracted to little boys? Because that's the
well, I
He has
mean,
a
he
boyfriend
boy,
that was
girl,
born a female.
so then
yeah.
he's not participating in the LGBT community for real. You can play dress up. If I went to go get a costume at Party City right now, is it Halloween? Hell no. It's not Halloween because I go buy a costume. Uh, so he can dress how you want to, and you can push it how you want to. But like I said, you know, um, it's a choice to keep your son public because again, we got people who have children of entertainers who are gay that you never found out until they ass got grown.
Right.
That it can't happen. And so again, under different circumstances, maybe if he was giving this message to his son genuinely, I think the only reason why wherever he was at when he gave this is because of his push and in support of his son LGBT journey, or the one that I believe D Wade is um is creating. With that, that's my talk on it. B Rock, April, you got it.
You want to go, April?
Now you can go.
All right. So my take on it is this. I try to see every side of whatever's being presented.
Uh,
And like I said, from the standpoint of, okay, I'm going to support my kids and so on and so forth. Okay, I get that. But I do think that it's a fine line between being there for your kids and actually pushing them or, pushing an issue. I just, call it what you want. That situation is, I just don't get it, and I'll just say that I don't get it. People feel how they feel, and you know, as an adult, hey, you do what you do. You grown, but as a, we're talking at the end of the day, we're talking about kids, and it's really weird to me how openly we are as a society pushing the narrative of making it okay to in essentially sexualize our children and make it seem like that they are of a level of intelligence to be able to fully understand and determine what they're feeling and where they want to be in that regard. And the only reason that I say that is this: I saw somebody who made a post about this where they said that they found it odd that it was against the law for their 10-year-old child to get this was in the state that they were in. It was against the law for their 10-year-old child to go get a tattoo, even with um, even with their parents accompanying them.
Mm-hmm.
However, that same child could determine on their own whether or not they wanted to transition sexually. And I'd like to believe that if you don't have the mental capability of determining whether or not you can get a tattoo, you definitely don't have the mental wherewithal to determine if you want to transition. And so it's just I don't know. It's just I don't I don't know what the right answer is when it comes to where you draw that line. But it just for me, it just it's I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I feel like Dwayne Wade is totally disrespectful to his mother's opinions. And seeing this though, because look, it's I don't know if y'all remember the guy that played on The Green Mile. He married a 16-year-old in real life, and the mother signed for the marriage. The daddy didn't want to. The mother did. She was still able to sign. And I just couldn't imagine my child being married off, let alone or anything that I was against of that I felt like my child mentally was not prepared for. And even fast forwarding to now, she's done update interviews that she regrets doing whatever the fuck she did marrying that man. He was 52 years old. He was old enough to be her granddaddy. And she married him and she regrets it. So that goes hand in hand that she was not mentally, capable of making that decision of being married to a grown ass grandpa. And her dad was against it, but the mom allowed it. And it's the same thing. And I feel like if something that serious where there's the child's lifestyle is changing or something like that, I feel like both parents should have to legally sign for that to happen. And if one is against it, then the child just gonna have to wait till they 18. And that's how I feel. And I don't think that Dwayne Wade was right in what he did and going against the mother not having a say so, when this lady is the reason that this child has life, because she could have went to the abortion clinic and got an abortion, or hell, she it's her body, she didn't have to have this baby. So for you to make something that important on her child, because let's flip the table, she wouldn't have been able to do it to him, being that he's Dwayne Wade. He would have put a nail in that shit very easily. If he was against it and she was for it, he would have been able to stop that shit just like he was able to stop her from making a decision. And I don't think that's right. I think both parents should have a say so in what the child is doing when it's something on that level of seriousness. Tattoo, yeah, because tattoo pretty is just something that can be reversed and hell lasered the fuck off if the child turns 18 or whatever and say they don't want the shit. But going through all that bullshit that this child is going through, hell, we seeing the shit. So that shit is gonna be on the internet forever. So we can't he ain't gonna be able to wipe that shit away. So
Well,
I just feel like the child, and then go ahead.
we got somebody that's listening. This is what Dio said. It's not her child, it's their child. It's women that make decisions every day they being disagreed with when it comes to the kid. And the man can't do anything about it. Oh, there we go with the double standard, which is true.
It's true, but however, I feel like it's something that if it's that serious where it's life altering to the child, I think that both parents should be in agreement. Same with the girl that got married. Her daddy was against it, and the mama went inside, and the courts allowed it. I don't think that was fair. I felt like he had every right to say, "Hell, fucking no, my daughter not marrying no man that's older than me." That man was older than the mama and the daddy.
Well, to that.
You keep
And
them
I
the
know
same
damn
energy. I
well
give you
now
that.
one of you niggas is gonna sign for your daughter to marry a man at
Oh yeah,
16 years old,
first of
and
all,
he older than y'all.
Not
first of
happening.
all,
Exactly.
that
And
nigga
and
already met us. He ain't coming around no more. Not ever. No,
exactly, that man would have been in fucking jail. What the fuck?
you're
You
right. He
probably
would have been.
No,
dead.
he wouldn't.
He
No,
would have been in jail,
he
but
would
he
have
would have
been,
been
but
around my
he wouldn't have been
daughter.
around here. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have been around here.
I guarantee you that one. I
I'm
guarantee
just saying, like, I can't even
you that
imagine I'd be to knock my daughter head off her motherfucking shoulders. What the hell? Are you serious?
one.
What the hell? Where the fuck you even meet this man to even want to marry him?
Yeah. And hold on, Dio's got some more comments coming in. He said, when they have children daily, men claim they don't want, and they are forced to pay. And there you go. That's another
I
point.
mean, that's true, but
See,
we're not talking about that
Yeah.
though.
yeah, well, you know what? Listen, I'm
Yeah,
gonna play
Because a
yeah,
man
we
referee.
can
gonna change
sign his
that one.
rights
Ooh.
over.
Oh, I'm gonna play
A man
referee.
can sign his rights over just like hell. If a mother wanted to put
No,
that
sir,
baby up
no,
for
sir.
adoption, a man can stop that.
No, sir. Hold on. Let's wait a minute. Let's get. We gotta clear this up now. What we talk our shit, but we gotta educate the folks too. That's something folks actually want to know about. So you said two different things. First and foremost, yes, in the state of Texas, the mother has to contact the father and inform him that she would like to give her child up for adoption. And yes, either he can sign it or he can't. And if he don't, she cannot give up that child.
Exactly.
I am,
I know because I got a nephew that was put up for adoption, and my
you ain't,
brother had to sign his rights over.
no, you ain't, you know, I'm gonna give you one better than that. I can raise my hand and say that I have experienced that firsthand. My first son, my oldest son, the only reason why I found out about I was having a child was that the mother reached out to me because she was trying to give him up for an adoption. So I know, so I've experienced that firsthand. And just
Now,
like,
could you imagine the courts overriding that?
no, actually, no, I couldn't. Now, hold
Exactly.
on, wait. Now, so that's one thing because that's been fought for, and so yes, a woman has to go to a man for that. Now, what was the other thing that you said? You said that what else did you just say?
The child support thing.
Oh
No, that was what they said.
Oh yeah.
no, what was the other thing that you said?
Oh, I was saying that what did I say? I said that
The old nigga trying to marry our daughter.
yeah,
Well,
I was saying that. Oh no, I said that I do agree that women make decisions without the man, but when it's something where you got to get the courts involved, obviously it's that serious. And if it's something to where the courts are involved, I don't feel like he should have been granted the right to do that against the mother's decision, because at the end of the day, who the fuck are you or the court system to tell me that I got to agree with what you said when it comes to the child, not when it
Well, I
comes
mean, if
to
the court,
providing for the child, because at the end of the
the
day,
court,
somebody got to provide for the fucking child, whether it's the daddy or the mama. But when it's a decision that has to be made where collectively we have to look out for the best interest of the child, that something right there, they stripped her of that. And just
well,
like you said, if she was trying to put the baby up for adoption and you had no say so, most people in their fucking right mind would be pissed the fuck out, be ready to kill somebody. If you telling me I gotta just go with what you said because a judge said it, who don't even know this fucking baby, know me or you,
well,
and can just tell me that I gotta agree with this shit. And let's be real, it's because it's fucking Dwayne Wade, and it's fucking Dwayne Wade. Because if it was Dwayne Wade that grew up in Eastwood, Fort Worth, Texas, the judge would be like, "Nigga, both of y'all get the fuck out my
I
court. I'm not even
you
finna
know
look at
what?
this shit."
I like how you pranced around that and tried to put it just on Dwayne Wade and didn't include the fact that Gabrielle Union is a big part
Well,
of
because
this.
he is legally tied to
It
this baby
don't
and
matter.
biologically
True,
tied to
but
this
even
baby.
still, you got to public persona matters. Number one, we know
But he
this.
pushing it
Oh,
too.
well, hold on. Public persona matters. Number one, so we know this. Number two, we know that the this particular community has a lot of pull right now.
that's
So
great.
regardless of how, like, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. What I am saying is that in the law of public opinion right now, and this is where my issues come about. The narrative is being pushed that children have the ability to determine things of that magnitude, and I don't think they do.
Right. I agree. And
Obviously, because they had to get the courts involved.
well, but watch this though. The we like again, we know why this is being allowed. I don't care if it was like you said, uh, the way from Fort Worth, Texas, Oak Cliff, Texas, shit, wherever you want it from, Fifth Ward. But I do believe this is that Dwayne Wade is setting his child up. Again, it's y'all got to remember, like I keep saying, I've been saying since they started this. This is not for us. This is for my son. This is for my son Silver. So by the time he's 9, 7, that's normal. He's gonna question. I got the ability to like a boy or a girl. Which one do I? Which one should I like? That's what we're wrestling with. And so all he's doing is just making sure his son get the bag. Now, of course, Dwayne Wade got the bag. We know that.
Yes.
But guess what? We don't know when Dwayne Wade's son is gonna get the bag he got for his son. So he still got to make sure his son is able to be a productive uh person when they grow up as an adult. And
And that
so,
baby always looks so sad in his pictures, like they got me doing this shit.
but
Gay
the
for
thing,
pay.
but the thing is, my problem is you never heard this little boy talk. And that's what make you wonder, okay, surely this young man is educated enough to be able to speak his own truth. Because when you got intelligent little just regular little boys and girls who can articulate, matters of the world, the community. So yeah, what's on this little boy's mind for real? What's on this little boy's heart for real? And that there is the question and the question mark on that picture. Who's really who's really pulling the string, because if he a teenager, let him be free. You
I
know,
guess I agree, and like I said, I guess just when at what point, what is that magical number where we are supposed to put substance into what our children think? As far as yes, we listen to them and we support them and so on and so forth, but like at
oh,
what point do you get behind? And I think that's what I put in that post when I said, all right, my son is 5 years old. My son could come in right now and be like, Daddy, I'm Spider Man. And what am I gonna say? I'm not gonna fuss at him. No, you ain't Spider Man. No, all right, son, cool. You Spider Man.
right. Okay,
But
yeah, Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna go out and buy a whole Spidey suit and some webs and
Right.
have him swinging around the room.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah,
like
because in your mind, we call that imagination as kids. Yeah, that's your imagination. You're using your creativity. But watch this. Let's piggyback. That's what, thank you, Dio. That's what I wanted to hit. Dio says he can sign rights over all day and they still will get forced. So
And that is a lie, not in Texas.
no, let me correct that. Nope, that's true.
well, they
Listen,
live in Florida.
No, that is not true. Only if you owe. If
no,
you
no,
owe,
no,
you still gotta pay.
no,
But if you don't owe, you don't have to pay.
listen, no. A man, that's not true. That's not law. A man signing his rights over does not stop his financial contribution to that
Yes, it does.
child.
Look it up.
Yeah,
Look
go
it up, Brock. Look it up.
look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Just because you sign it,
I'm on my Googles right now. Y'all give
yeah.
me a second.
Just because you sign your parental rights over, you can still get brought back to court to get put on child support.
If you owe,
What if you ain't never got
if
old?
you in a arrearage, if you owe an arrearage, you are still you still have to pay that. But if you don't owe, and you like, if she go file child support and you say, well, fuck it, I don't want to pay you shit, I'm gonna sign my rights over. They can't place you. You don't have no rights to the child, so they can't
Listen,
make you take
listen,
care of shit you don't
listen.
have.
If men could sign their rights over to escape financial responsibility, do you know that we wouldn't have to pass abortion laws? I mean, come on.
That's a good point.
I mean, come on, man. Like if it was that easy, I mean, really? No, that's not how that worked. Every man,
Okay, hold on. All right. So I got to dig into this a little more. But
okay,
what this says right here is the question: do I have to pay child support if my parental rights are terminated? And it says generally, a termination of parental rights in Texas is also a termination of any obligation to support the child in the future.
generally, keep going.
And I'm curious. What I'm digging some more, but I'm just reading you what I found so far. Y'all
Yeah,
continue.
because watch this. So if that's the case, so then what we need to tell deadbeat men is, hey, all you need to go do is just sign your parental rights over. You
And if he owe, he gonna still have to pay.
but,
But once he done paying, he ain't got to take care of that child no more.
listen to it. In the state of Texas, if a woman gets pregnant, the way you find out who the father is through a paternity test, which is court, which is through the attorney general. So you literally gotta go fill out the shit just to, if you go put on child support or to just visitation. So that's establishing your paternity. Okay, and then so it comes back, hey, Stephen, you are the fire of the father of Chris. So now we need your check stubs. Now, bro, I want to sign my parental rights over. You can't do that. You can't say, well, hey, I don't want to have nothing to do with the child. I don't want to do nothing. Now I know that's mine, but I wasn't ready to be a father. So here, you got my parental rights. Because you can't do that. You can't. Now, if there is a situation like a divorce or two people who have a child in which custody is established, and then you go to court and say, hey, I don't want a financial contribution from him. We'll work that out ourselves. Okay, that's great because that has happened. Oh, okay, that's
All
great.
right. So, not to cut you off, but it does
No,
say
no, you
this.
fine. Come on.
So it I don't the language that it's using makes it sound like there's a loophole somewhere. Termination of parental rights in Texas forever ends the parent-child relationship between a child and one or both parents, including alleged possible parents. It is a permanent legal action with serious and important consequences. Termination stops an adult from being able to make later claims of rights to a child, can, keyword can, end child support duties and help a child become eligible for adoption, but it doesn't say will, must. It's not absolute, and everything that I'm reading doesn't say that it's absolute. It just says it can. It's a possibility, but it doesn't necessarily map out exactly how that goes about.
Right.
I think if you were gonna do that, you would have to essentially sign over parental rights. I'm talking about probably before the baby even dropped. Just like,
No,
look, I don't want nothing to
listen,
do with
watch
this child.
this. Okay, remember I told you guys, because I live this. That's why I'm telling you. When my kid's mother called me out the blue, hey, okay, now she done told me. Immediately I reached out to my attorney. And I was in my 20s. Yeah, the attorney in my 20s. I've been having attorneys. The first thing that the attorney said is, we cannot do anything until this baby is here.
Ooh, I just came across this. Can I just sign a form to relinquish my rights? No, a parent can sign an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment of parental rights if the parent agrees that a court should terminate his or her parental rights to a child. But it ain't something that you can just do. The
Right.
court
So
has to,
that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
which you ain't never seen. Show me the court case where a black man has been able to walk into a court, hell, white for that matter, and say, "Hey, you know what? I don't want to take care of this child. I don't want the responsibilities of it. I want to relinquish all my right." And they just said, "Okay, cool. You ain't got to do it," because it doesn't happen. That does not happen because we would do it. Every man that said, you know what, oh, you ugly. I wasn't trying to get you pregnant. Oh, no. Oh, yo, dumbass. Oh, you too crazy. I
Oh
mean,
man.
the sex is good, but I wasn't trying to slip up like that. But I could go sign up. I could go sign my parental rights over, and me you can still kick it. But I wasn't trying to have no kid because you can't do that. I mean, I'm being colorful, but that's just the truth. You can't go and just say, I'm good. You know,
It was
Dave
real. I mean,
Chappelle,
we had fun. We
they,
had
yeah,
fun, but you know.
yeah, Dave Chappelle joked about it in his special. He said it got to be both ways. If we can't make a woman, if we can't force a woman to do what? Have an abortion, you shouldn't be able to force us, aka the Attorney General. You know how y'all come at us. You shouldn't force us to be able to pay for a child that we don't like. You know what? This is a great conversation, and it's gonna lead into this. And I just thought about it. I'm sorry, but you know we kicking it tonight. With that being said, I don't know if y'all guys seen the video of the black gentleman, and I shared it on my page. I shared it on my Instagram. I shared a video, a 3-part video of a black man who said he has 7 kids with 7 different baby mothers, and he told them that he does not want to pay anything for them. He never wanted children with them. And so, with that, he has decided that he is not going to take care of his child. Is he now less than a man? Because he said, hey, he told them, I didn't want no kids. So, who does it fall on now? Hey, I already told you from the jump I didn't want no kids. And you kept this baby anyway, knowing, because he admitted, he said, yeah, I know I should have been protected. He said, however, let's not take that responsibility off the woman who gave me who allowed me, since we want to talk about who bring the baby in, who allowed me to do what I did in the first place. If she would have made the decision not to allow me to have unprotected sex, she wouldn't be pregnant now. How about that? Come on, talk to me so we can end this show.
Mm,
Yeah, I threw a wrench in
mm.
it. Yeah. Yeah, think about it. Do I
Okay.
need to go pull up the real video? This dude literally says that. Do I need to share the video?
All right. So,
While you talking,
shit,
I'm finna entertain this. Y'all keep talking. Go.
shit. That's all right. We talk about equal parental rights and things of that nature, but the general perception is once you give up your seed, it's done. If you didn't want the woman to have control, you should have kept it to yourself. So, do I agree with that? Not wholeheartedly. I mean, I think that it takes two, and if it takes two, then we both should have a say. I think that most women lean on the argument that they're the ones who are carrying said child, and that somehow innately, gives them the decision power. But I mean, hey,
Hey, hold
it,
on.
it, it take both of us. So if that's the case, then both of us should have some form of fashion of a say in this. That's my
Uh-huh.
opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet if he would have said that shit pre-fuck, they wouldn't have been fucking.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people. Hold on. That's not necessarily true because we've already talked about the fact that although a lot of women hold pussy at a premium, that y'all stock is kind of plummeting right now because it's a bunch of thoughts out here.
Yeah, but you
So
can get dick anywhere
you can get
too.
pussy anywhere too. I don't know if you realize that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. It goes both ways.
hold on. Hey, hold on. Okay, again, breaking news. Hold on, let's go to it. Breaking news. So you guys can see what I'm talking about and how we ended up on this. It's just funny how it happened. But hold on. We got breaking. I got video. Everybody, like we some national news. I got video. Here we go.
Yeah, his response.
Irresponsible yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids. I got 7 kids.
Oh, let me go to the next.
He don't take accountability. And I won't. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid. I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, yeah, I do. I just don't give a you ain't going to force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch.
I want the 7 women to come. I want to meet them.
That nigga worships at the Church of Future.
Stupid. I was cracking up because he asking and answering his own questions. Do I take accountability? No, I do not.
All right. So, all right.
Boy, see?
I'm sorry.
He
man.
said no, he
All right.
ain't taking accountability on nothing.
So, when you ask the question, it is in the beginning. In most terms, I agree with what me and you were talking about. Like, hey, you know what? This is an equal thing. But this nigga bugging.
He's 7 goddamn kids. I feel sorry for the first baby mama. I really do. My heart, maybe even the
You know
second.
what, you know what? Hell, I give you 3. But he talking about the majority of these women. Like, bro, you done did this 7 times, my G.
Yeah,
Like really? Like my nigga,
watch this.
is vasectomy not in your vocabulary? Is it not on the to-do list?
Maybe he eventually want a child and he actually want to be a part of their life, but right now he
I
ain't.
hope they all grow up to be successful. Hell, I hope some of them make it to be famous and just and have the same energy and
Well,
put out the same video.
but what it looked like for me is he got the same energy as a feminist. I call him a masculinist. I mean, he got the same energy. I mean, he got the same energy as a feminist in the
Hey,
feminist movement.
that motherfucker said, "My money, my choice."
Yeah, I mean,
my life, my choice.
he's the definition of a masculinist.
Your kid,
Hey,
your choice.
Masculinism.
that is savage. Hey, look, I done some savage things back in my day that I am not
Yeah,
wholeheartedly proud of.
yeah, I can
That's
think
some
of.
Oh
savage.
hell, we
That's some
all have.
savage
I'm
shit.
gonna say
That
it's shit
that
running across my
that
head right now.
right, bro. That
He's
was
trash.
me.
He's trash.
That's
And I hate that these
savage.
kids, he put this shit on the internet for these kids to see. That's
Okay,
where I
my
feel
point.
bad at. I feel bad for the
Hold
kids.
on. But now I'm gonna say this. Now I'm gonna say this. Baby mama number 1. Okay, feel sorry for you, baby girl. You might have ran across the wrong dude. Baby mama number 2, perhaps. This dude's 7 baby mamas deep. At what point do you have to have better pussy management skills?
I agree. You can't be just giving it
It
up.
ain't it ain't it ain't just him. Yeah, he trash, but they also picking this trash ass nigga.
And
So I
even
mean,
niggas that I wasn't even in a relationship with, baby, you gotta strap up twice if you
Well,
got
but
to.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I saw it, normally, what a lot of people don't know is when I get on us, because I've been accused of not getting on us men. The truth is, when I get on us men, nigga, I make it count. That's what when I say something, I'm going to make it count. I'm not going to frivolously just because certain shit I already know about us. Nigga, what the fuck I'm
yeah.
get on the nigga about what I already know about us. I mean, if you're deadbeat, I can't fuck with you because I don't got no deadbeats in my circle. I know not
I
one.
wonder if he know his daddy.
Yeah, and he might, but watch this. I wasn't mad at him when I watched it. I'm like, I
Right.
wasn't mad because I said, you know what? Let me take the emotion out of it. Because naturally, as a man, nigga, you got 7, you take care of 7. I got 6, and I've taken care of 6 financially,
Hmm.
physically, mentally. You get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I'm living proof, nigga. I know how much it costs to break bread on 6 kids. So yeah, you should. Yeah, if you go make them, I grew up from that era, and that's old school. You make them, you take care of them. I had the choice to accept my son Zachariah because I didn't know him. That was, and they told me that. Listen, Mr. Hayes, you don't have to get Zachariah because we understand you never know him, you ain't never met him before. We understand, you're walking into something. He's disabled. He ain't just a regular child. So we get it
Hmm.
if you do not want that pressure that on you. Well, I'm built a little bit different. What the hell I look like walking? And you know my mama now, bro. What I
Yeah.
look like walking into this house, nigga, my mama would throw hands. Hell you mean? But I look like telling my mama, I ain't ready about my daddy. But I look like telling my mama, uh, yeah, they called me, told me Zachariah was mine, and they did. While I was at work, and I just told them, no, you know what, keep him in the system, because
You
I
wouldn't have
just
got this. You wouldn't have got that sentence all the way out.
hell no, I better stayed at my house. I been
Tell her over the phone.
at my house,
Mail a letter.
yeah, yeah, because if I walk in the house, in my mama house, and that I don't live in. My mama would put hands on the nigga. I wish I would listen. Everybody that run across my mama get a real quick feeling. She nice, she grounded, spiritual, but she don't play. Nigga, she don't play. It is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. As a grown man, I'm thinking about, man, my mama trying to knock the dog shit. I couldn't walk in my mama's house as a man if I would would throw away, give away, not take care of something that I've created. And so, though I wasn't mad at him, yeah, I'm like, nigga, you stupid. But I also had to weigh the other end of that whole scale and spectrum and say, you know what? But damn, I know he told the fourth woman, I got 3 kids, I ain't taking care of them now.
I
Right.
doubt it.
You a damn lie.
No, he's sitting
You a
there
lie.
telling them that he don't want these kids, and
You
he
a
say he
lie. He
ready to
said
pay
it.
for.
You don't think that nigga told these women he got other kids?
After they got
No,
pregnant,
no, no. He seemed like grade A fuck boy. Like I said, he worships at the altar of Future.
Come on, man.
you
I'm just saying.
stupid. You
He
stupid.
he, he
Hell,
told
hell,
them
at
from day
least
one.
hell, Future pop up in a few pictures.
But what I'm saying is, and then we got to look at the caliber of women he having children with. We don't know.
Yeah, he said some. What he say? Jump offs, some
Yeah,
hoes, or some shit.
but was he
See,
right?
see,
Is
But
he
this
it
is
ain't at that point. It ain't about the hoe or the jump out. It's about the fucking
and that's
child,
you know
and
what,
that's the
and that's
part that
why. Go ahead, go ahead.
that's the part that I don't like. And I remember I don't know if it was a Facebook friend of mine, but it was a dude that said it, and it stuck to my head ever since I heard it. It was a couple years ago, and he was like, any nigga or hell, well, he was speaking from a man's point, but he was saying any nigga that don't take care of they fucking children is a nigga that can't be around me. I don't trust them because if you
yeah,
ain't fucking loyal to your goddamn kids, you don't give a fuck about
Oh,
you
I
damn sure
absolutely
don't give a
agree.
fuck about me.
absolutely, absolutely agree.
I absolutely agree.
That's a matter of
And
fact.
then at that point, it ain't about the fucking woman; it's about the child.
It's got the,
I,
yeah,
I I agree with you to an extent, but here's where I'm gonna say this, and then we can close.
right.
Um, you said that me and Boss Hog need to go talk to our fellow brethren and tell them how to treat y'all. Well, you need to go talk to these stocks and tell them that they are killing the stock of pussy on the public
Yes,
market because they
yes,
letting dudes like him run through
yes,
them.
yes,
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
yes, it's about the child, but you need to be mad at your sisters too because they the ones who giving up cat for free.
yeah. Because guess what? We wouldn't have no little badass kids if you was just making a better decision on who you decide to make a
Right.
baby with. I
So
mean,
true.
we'll have
True. I
we'll have
hold the women accountable because
so
shit, he
we'll
damn
have
sure
our
wouldn't have been in my
symposium.
shit.
With me and Boss Hog, we'll have our symposium. We'll have a whole little banquet and tell these dudes
right? Yes,
how they need to act right.
Oh,
yes,
But
I'm gonna be in the
you
other banquet room having us.
right, you need to be in the other banquet room teaching them about pussy management skills because
yes. You
apparently they are lacking.
listen. You rise and diamond. How about that? Yes,
Right.
because y'all are the exception to the rule. Yeah, all three of y'all.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, me, Easy Ray, and B Rock could do it too.
Exactly.
What make somebody asked me, listen, man, somebody said, well, what make you an expert on relationship? I said, because nigga, I'm an expert on relationships, because that's what I studied and I done put enough time in it. So yeah,
Right.
I am. We are. And like I said, I brag on all of us because the truth is we read this stuff, we study it no different than anybody else. You ain't gotta really have a fucking degree. Put in the work to know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's it. It ain't about the degree.
it's about
It
the
work.
experience.
The
Hell,
work and experience. Yes, the work and experience. So guess what? You damn right. I said I'm a freaking expert. I'm a relationship expert. And so is me, so is my co-host. And
I just
all of
hate
Hmm.
he
us.
did it on a platform for millions. Hell, he made the Breakfast Club. John,
Well,
what's his name? Charlemagne gave him donkey of the day.
yeah, because
It,
we know, man, again, it's no different than these fake videos, of a baby mama catching baby daddy having sex with a woman, all these little videos popping up. Folks are doing it for clout.
right.
And so here it is, some dummy from whatever,
Whoever knows
Oh,
where.
yeah,
I hope,
wherever,
Lord, we got to find out
wherever.
where he is.
Listen, I'm scared because I don't want to say a southern state because I'm a
Right.
Where
southern
y'all
state.
think he's from?
Right.
Some southern
Uh,
state.
yeah, he was.
Sound like he's from the South.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
southern
unfortunately,
state.
that boy from somewhere in the south. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
even lie
that's why I
to you.
said I don't really want to say that
Right,
because
I'm just,
I'm
hey,
a southern nigga.
yeah,
Shit, I'm gonna be
exactly.
hitting us too. So it's like, ugh, I get it. He's
And
trash.
that's to me that's oh Lord,
He's
that
trash.
is just trifling. That oh Lord, that's
Like
Yeah,
just
boy,
trifling. I was
that's
just
savage.
I
That boy,
couldn't do
that's
nothing
savage
but
for real.
laugh because it was
I
shit
would
was
give
I
him.
mean it was funny, but
I
It
get him.
wasn't
I
funny.
get my A for effort. He was funnier than Chris Rock, and that
Yeah, he
nigga
was.
It was the
was
asking
trying to be funny.
himself a question and answering them. Like
Right.
I
I
was
mean,
like,
He said,
nigga,
"Do
shit.
I
what
want to
the
be
hell?
responsible? Hell no."
Hell no.
Come on, man. At the end of the day, I honestly, when I look at videos like that,
Oh
I always
man.
think this nigga lying. I do.
No, I think that nigga telling the truth.
He might be, but I was like, in the back of
Man,
my mind,
well,
like,
we know probably by next week at least one or two of the baby mamas will be speaking. I guarantee you.
that's what I'm waiting
They
on.
gonna be speaking.
Ooh-wee.
First of all, how you avoid child support?
Yeah, for real.
How you avoid
Oh,
child
they
support?
stupid if they put him on child support because there's no, that's like
No, they ain't stupid, but I want to know how you avoid it. That's the real question. How you avoid it? That's tough.
no, it is stupid if he ain't taking care. If he already told you he don't want the child,
Right. He like,
putting
I
him on
want.
child support is like
Well, no,
dumb.
Vic did maybe the state he in. Guess what? The rearage will cause you not to be able to renew that driver's license, and
That's
if you can't
true.
Yeah.
renew that
That's
driver's
true.
license, you can't have a job,
That's
Mm-mm.
true.
or you
And
can't find
Texas
another
used to
one.
do Father's Day roundup. They stopped after
Shit.
Father's
people
Day,
were
right?
post.
That. See, that's.
They stopped
Dang.
out. They stopped it because, of course, a lot of fathers that were, and I felt they were wrong too. Because I'm like, damn, on Father's Day y'all do this,
Man,
but
That is
yeah,
so
they were
fucked
doing
up.
Father's Day roundup, but they would be putting out warrants for
Oh,
fathers who were
That
in
is
big
so
time
fucked up.
arrearage.
oh
Let
yeah.
But
them do
wait a
that.
minute,
Let
a
them do
lot of
that
them
shit
was
on
white
Mother's Day. Man,
men though.
motherfuckers will act a fool.
A lot of them was white men, and this one man was behind $300,000+
And I believe it.
in
Ooh.
child support. I was like,
And I
y'all
believe
should
it.
have got him a $200,000 ago.
Yeah.
They should have
And
got
like I said, man,
long before that. They should have got him at
Hell
$10,000.
yeah.
hey,
Shit.
but listen, man, we done acted a fool with you guys for damn near 3 hours. And I want to apologize because that's never our intent. But when we talking our shit, we talking our shit, and we
But
want
we missed last week too, so
right.
Yeah, so we
Yes,
making
you
up
know
for
what?
it.
You're
You
right.
know
We
y'all
are.
love us. Shit.
Yeah, we are making up for last week. For you guys who don't know, we are local here in Dallas, Texas, and in the surrounding cities, and we had a very bad rainstorm, and it literally cut the power off at like 6:45, and
hmm
I'm like, damn, I had the laptop and everything, guys. You see how they created the leak and everything, and I'm like, please, Lord, let these lights come on. Please let these lights come on. Because we ain't did a show, I try to stay
Right.
consistent. I'm like, please, Lord, come on, man. And the lights literally didn't come on till like 10 the next morning. And so,
Man.
want to apologize to you guys.
yeah,
We weren't able, but we made up for it today. Please like and share this uh uh this Facebook show. We're trying to just bring it up a notch, which we are. I'm not in my home yet, so I don't have really everything that I'm going to use moving forward for the show. Now I can tell you about some things that we are working on. I bet not see nobody biting that shit too. I'm just telling you. We will have call in. One of the biggest jokes about podcasting, because now internet radio now has become podcasting. And me and Brock had this conversation about that. First and foremost, this show is not a fucking podcast. I just want to make that clear. This is not a podcast. With that being said, I will be practicing. The goal is to have the ability for people to call in. Since they say podcast, people with podcasts, it's a podcast because can't folks call in. Well, damn it, guess what? We're gonna have folks to be with the ability to call in. So that's gonna be some stuff in the works. Got some folks.
Be ready.
Yeah, be ready. Cause when I drop that number, nigga, I want to hear everything, all that shit y'all be talking on my page. Call us up on. So that'll be something that I'll be working on that we will be implementing. Um, just trying to do little different things. Sadly enough, I can't really focus on this as much as I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting getting antsy with what I see from everybody else on social media pages and all that. And I have to realize that at the end of the day, whenever I turn to be in whatever position I want us in, it's just gonna be whenever that time is gonna be. My thing that has always made me successful or winner really in life is consistency. So it is always my hope that something that we do consistent with this show and that somebody run across it. Again, I have people on my page, who salute me, and I ain't asking for no handouts or nothing. But whenever I time to hit that what they call mainstream, and when folks really find out who we are, they go know who we are. And it just is what it is. But I am getting antsy looking at all these little YouTube shows pop up, the settings. That's why I can't wait till my office is just hooked up. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, we go keep on giving you guys the content, you know, uh, that we feel is important because it's a whole lot. But we go talk about the things that are buzzing, but what we really want to hit on. Um, Make sure you go to all our social media pages: Facebook, the Petty Crew; Instagram, the Petty Crew; Twitter, the Petty Crew One. If you can see on my page, go to my personal page. Facebook, you can find me at Hayes Who. Instagram, Facebook at Hayes Who. Because you cannot request me on social media. Just push that follow button and I'm good. I don't need no more friends, so just push the follow button. I appreciate that. Like no, like literally, you can't add.
He and the friends of the friendless.
Yeah, I can cut all that off. I don't even want motherfuckers say to be requesting shit. But you can follow me, but that's it. So that's my little spiel. So now I'm gonna turn it over to the lady, and then she go let the host of the show have the last word. So April, let's go.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at April O'Neil. And in the words of Russell Simmons, thank y'all for coming out. God bless.
Oh nigga.
Indeed, indeed. Hey,
Damn,
like always, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for following, like, subscribe. Please follow every member of the Petty Crew. It's six of us, and we all some damn fools. So make sure you follow all of us. For those of you who are not following me, at Brock is great
Hey, Rufus.
on every social media platform. At Brock is great. Hit your boy up, and like Boss Hog said, make sure you follow that Petty Crew One on Twitter.
yes,
Um,
sir.
and with that being said, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and until next week. Peace.
Nice.